It's Friday, January 2nd, 2026. All right, let's start off, as we typically do, by reminding you that even in the year 2026, if you'd like to support our show, you can go to supportourshow.com and click on a support link. Happy New Year. That's it as far as preamble.
I sent you that really great joke, right? Did you like that the joke I sent you?
Yes. Would you like to repeat it?
Yeah, I'll repeat it. Because I was going to share a different one with you, but I wanted to repeat it. I read this joke on a... And I just fucking loved it.
Wait a minute. I don't know if you're hearing that.
Hearing what?
Did you hear any of that just now? Hold on.
Hear what? Is it a sound effect?
Do you hear that? Do you hear
Yes,
that? Did you hear it?
Yeah, I hear it.
That's my little synth. Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Keep going.
I hear it. So the joke is, knock, knock, who's there?
Yeah.
And then you say, door mom. Yeah. And they say, door mom who? And then you go, I've come to bargain. Which is a very specific Doctor Strange joke.
It is.
But I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I am waiting for the letters that we get, by the way. I am totally curious to see what reactions people will have to your tickling of the ivories.
Oh, I mean, I suck at it. I'm not, actually, the coolest thing I figured out was I found like a Stranger Things sound effect. Hold on. Which one is it? I figured out how I could probably recreate. I probably could recreate that. I think it was 6.3, maybe. Hold on. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's close. I see what you mean.
No. Well, no. What you got to do, I have to bend it. I have to go.
Sounds
see
like
how I could do
anxiety
it.
Coming on.
I know. This fucking thing's awesome. Even if it's just a toy.
The other joke I heard,
fun.
which I wanted to share with you because I thought it was really funny, was someone said something like, don't be upset about all the redactions in the Epstein files. I'm sure whatever it is, it's just a minor. Or it's just minor or something like that. It was pretty good.
I think the way to deliver that is, I'm sure whatever they pulled out was very minor.
Yeah, there you go. I thought that was funny. My son and I were basically looking for dad jokes. Although I did see a joke that I had not seen before, which seems like I should have. So if a what is it? If a stork brings babies, then what bird stops babies from happening?
If a stork brings babies, what bird stops babies from happening?
Yeah. It's a swallow.
I mean, the closest to condom is condor, but
it's
that
a
would
swallow.
work.
No, it's a swallow.
Oh, very good.
I know, they're dumb. They're really dumb. They're dumb as hell.
That's okay.
But that's the thing. They're not meant to be genius. They're meant to be like, oh, all right. So, dude, you are totally going to stretch my I don't know if it's my concentration. It's not even my patience. It's like I'm focused.
Let me tell you something.
And then it's like a vibration goes through, and I'm like, what? Yeah.
The trickiest thing about this thing was figuring out how to be able to play it where only you could hear it, but I could hear it without an echo, and the show could record it. That took the better part of a day.
That's funny.
But I figured it out.
Like I
There's
said,
a bit of a delay to it, though. So I can't really... I'd like to be able to punctuate each word, but I don't think it's going to line up. Because there's a slight thing to it. It's okay.
You're going to annoy the fuck out of people. In the new year.
It's fine.
Oh God!
My real goal with this thing, is not to actually make music, because that Sam said, she said, "Oh, you're gonna make music." No, I don't have that talent, but I would like to try to make background music from when we're talking that's just kind of repetitive and like ambient type of stuff. Yeah. And there are sounds like that. Like I could probably make something like this work, just much lower, just in the background.
You didn't like your angry New Yorkers anymore.
No, I don't. But it's not that. But I don't know that really works as well as.
You know what it is? It's looking for creative outlets. That's what it is. We're both doing it. Anybody who's a creative is, at some point or another, going to pick up a weird skill and be like, I want to try to do that. And you'll be like, it's like, I tried to learn how to make moccasins, and it was like, well, I own shoes, but I was like, yeah, but I want to see if I can. So. It is loud, though. I don't know if you can adjust that.
Is it? Okay.
It is loud on my end.
Yeah, I can adjust that. Hold on. Let me do this. Turn that here. Tell me if this is better.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's about volume.
You don't want something that's going to overshadow the ability to actually hear what's being said.
True.
So. But, did you have anything? Or do you want me to just talk about the thing I was annoyed about?
I'm just sticking around. This is what I have.
Oh, okay, good. So I ordered a bunch of art recently.
Actually, I should say, in terms of this thing, what I'm waiting for, because I know there are actual musicians who listen to this, and I'm sure this is I am sure this is the equivalent of somebody
Nails
playing
on the chalkboard?
like taps on the piano and thinking that they're fucking Brian Eno, like that. Like that's gonna be me. Is me going, look, I can make 3 notes. Holy shit! And this person be like, yeah, that's called learning the keyboard as a 4-year-old. And that's all. That's as competent as I'm ever going to be. Like, I'm impressed that I can do that and have it not sound like shit. This is not tricky. This is just me pressing different keys. Really without any understanding of what I'm doing. I'm just kind of going, low, high, low. Yeah, like that. But it's garbage. I know it's garbage. But this thing has a ton of sound effects in it, which is really neat.
Anyway. You could always take lessons in piano.
Nah.
Even a basic understanding of piano would help.
I sort of know about myself.
Piano lessons. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have I've sort of figured out that my coordination with my hands kind of only works left to right. Doesn't really work right to left because I've kind of been trying to go back and forth. Yeah. And I don't have it.
Yeah, but you get that with practice.
But the other problem is
it's anthropogenesis.
I don't have a compositional mind. So I don't think I could formulate.
You don't now.
In music, I can't think
I have the utmost. Yeah, but there's people who create music without ever reading music. There's people who just see the tones in their head. You much like art, like painting or drawing, you can come at it from all kinds of different directions.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
So, the key thing is to be willing with all these crafts and these arts. It's the willingness to fail, is the willingness to do it wrong.
I'm willing to fail. I mean, this is failure right now. So,
but also not to think that I'm sure there's people out there who do like synth lessons and things like that to learn. I
could probably ask Doug.
There you go.
I'm sure he'll find this horrifically stupid. I actually consider doing a 5 where all I do is bang on the keys and don't even say anything for 5 minutes, just to see how angry people get. Because I would.
Are you shooting for anger?
No, I just want to see. Some people might find it funny. Ooh, I like this one. There's one sound in here that I fucking am sure is that terrible Paul McCartney Christmas song that everybody hates.
I didn't know it.
You would know the sound effect. I don't even know it. I just know it repeats like it's Christmas time.
I'm going to type in horrible Paul McCartney.
You'll get it right away.
Christmas song.
It just terrible McCartney Christmas song. You'll hear it right away. You'll know the song. Most people don't really realize it's Paul McCartney. It's so bad. Because you wouldn't think somebody from the Beatles, one of the groups that's generally considered as a very good musical group, would make something.
Time?
That's it. Yeah. Listen to this piece of shit.
Hold on.
You will. But I'm pretty sure I know that. I'm pretty sure this Roland has that sound. No, it's not it.
Jesus Christ.
No.
That commercial was so loud.
Oh, well, that I can't control.
Oh.
No, it's not that one.
Yes, you're right.
Right.
Oh, you're right.
I think that synth, because it's a synth, I think that sound effect is in this. No, hold on. Because I heard it went, like the sound of it automatically put my teeth on edge. No. Hold on.
Honestly, I couldn't tell for a minute between you and the song.
Well, I know, because see, that should tell you something, that you can't tell between my level of skill and that song. No, it's not that.
Yeah, maybe they just turn the cord off. Maybe they just didn't feel like making it. I mean, that's the thing. You were just talking about the Dennis Miller thing, where he didn't feel like making Bordello of Blood. It's the whole. Sometimes they phone it in.
No.
But yeah, speaking of phoning it in,
that's what we're doing.
I recently was ordering a lot of art for one of my walls, and I was looking around at like where to get good art from. And outside of the problem that you find cool art, but everyone's doing this thing now where it's like, oh, we're super limited, so we're only going to make 5, so fuck yourself. It annoys the shit out of me. Like, Mondo.com, I like the stuff they create, but their desire to make it ultra so limited puts me up a fucking wall. Because I'm sitting there going, dude, I'm not looking for heirloom quality, investments here. I just want to put some shit on my wall. Like, why do you have to make it so difficult? Anyway. But I got a bunch of stuff from art.com, and I was all annoyed because when I saw it on their website, it looked great. And then about half the stuff I ordered, which was mostly classical art, it came in looking so faded and just like some of them were actually blurry. It was like they took a really cheap small file size and then like tried to blow it up way beyond what it was. I was annoyed, and they don't really have a way to review them on their site. I thought about complaining to them, but they even say on their site something on the lines of they have different vendors who print different things, so like it's not necessarily I don't know if they're supposed to hold them responsible or hold art.com responsible.
Well, don't they have an email address that you could send this to and say, hey, this is pretty poor quality and this reflects badly on me ever getting anything from you again?
I mean, it is annoying. Yeah, I haven't with the holidays, I haven't sat down and put it together. But what's funny is then I got stuff from Hero Complex, right? And that came in, and I looked at it, and I was like, the quality gap here is incredible. The Hero Complex prints that I got were just absolutely stellar. And then it's like, you'd think that you'd be able to get some of this classical art and have it be decent quality. And I get that, like, some of these things, like, if you get, like, a Bierstadt, those paintings are so big, I don't even know how they'd scan those. But right before the show, Joe was telling me about how, we were looking at a file of a Klimt painting that's called The Maiden, that the National Gallery of Prague did a really excellent scan. That's like 219 megs. Beautiful. But Joe is telling me that apparently you can't print this out properly because they didn't do this on Photoshop.
Okay, well, it's not all right. So,
let
me make sure I define this correctly. It has nothing to do with the program. So, what I noticed was that they used GIMP, which is a free alternative that has a lot of the tools for people who don't want to pay for Photoshop. There's a tool called GIMP. There's a couple of tools, but GIMP is probably the most widely known open source Photoshop alternative. And what GIMP, so it doesn't have anything to do with GIMP. What it has to do with is that I noticed that it was using an RGB color profile. And when you're in a photo editing program, in most cases, if you want accurate color representation, if you're going to send something to a printer, if it's a good printer, they're going to tell you to export it in CMYK. So there's RGB and there's CMYK. RGB is perfectly fine for webs, content, whatever, because you can't really recreate what a monitor temperature, there's so much variation they don't care. But with a print thing, CMYK allows the printer to have specific values in those 4 color spaces. Cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. K is black. And so they want that in that format, because then the printer can read those values exactly and would be able to recreate what then you get into monitor calibration, but in essence, what CMYK does, CMYK allows you to, what was on your computer is what's going to be reproduced at the printer. That's the goal. Yeah. That's the way they want it. So the fact that image, this Klimt image, which if it was monochrome, it wouldn't matter. Monochrome is less, I mean, you're still going to get people who say you should still do CMYK, but it's less important.
There's a lot of color in this. There's a lot of color in this. It's Klimt.
And so what I said was, if you were to go somewhere and they printed that, and you were to hold it up next to the gallery image, you would likely notice a lot of difference. Now, I'm not going to say that if you got it printed in CMYK that it would look exactly the same. It never will as paint, but it would fool people if you had the two of them next to each other at a distance. They wouldn't necessarily be able to tell. Whereas depending on how the RGB values are done and the printer being used, it might look very different, to the point where blues might look purple, reds could look orange. You can have actual color changing happening. So CMYK is meant to eliminate that as much as possible. So the fact that the gallery uploaded it in the GIMP part was just kind of funny to me, because it just shows they're not using Photoshop, which is not even any type of criticism. I just found it amusing that I saw GIMP right in the name of the file. But then most things, like Adobe has an sRGB color profile and many others. So it was using GIMP sRGB. And the fact that it was in, and it says right there, if you actually, I assume, I don't know if you look at it on Windows, but if you right click and go to Get Info, you see right there, it says color space RGB. Well, that tells you right away that that's what they're using. So you know that it's not in a print, which makes sense. I mean, if otherwise people could just print Klimt posters out and sell them. And I'm sure they don't want that to happen. And so this would prevent it to some degree, or at least make it where you're not really getting a one-to-one recreation. So it's just kind of funny that I noticed.
Yeah, I know. I don't think we live in the age of people giving a shit about that anymore.
I mean, somebody like you would notice because you're a fan of the artwork.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, in general.
Now, would you notice it at home? Probably not.
Yeah.
But if you paid somebody a lot of money for a nice print and then found out that the colors were off,
The sad thing is access to. We're like, we live in the internet age. You can look at everything. You can look at poor quality images, but actually finding like good quality images of art is actually really tough in this day and age, because you can't blow them up, and a lot of them are just like low grade photographs necessarily. So this is a warning. If anyone's looking for art, maybe don't get it from art.com. I don't think they give a shit. And actually, do they have reviews on about them? I wonder if it's also some certain pieces come out better, but
I mean, that's okay. That's,
do they have?
You will definitely find that some artwork will be more accurately represented, even in RGB as opposed to CMYK. But in general,
no, some of these
RGB is exactly what it sounds like. It's three colors.
Some of these came out were fucking blurry. In fact, I had one that was a Bierstadt, which I love Bierstadt, and this stuff is really big. And when I looked at the printout, right, I can see the black pixelization in the black.
Right.
And I was like, okay, this is a bad fucking file, guys. Why would you even fucking sell this to me? So I have to write, I guess I have to write an angry letter.
Yeah, but it's, like I said, it is an interesting, it would be a good thing for people to know if they are looking to actually, so just the easiest thing to think of is if it's going to be digital, meaning that's where you're going to see it, RGB is fine. But if it's going to be physical, then what you want is CMYK. That is the best, because, and even the way that so the way RGB works in like TVs, monitors, all that, is it's considered an additive coloring process. So you're adding the colors together to get to something. CMYK is subtractive. So it's starting dark and subtracting to get lighter. Whereas RGB is starting light and adding to get darker. That's why pre-OLED, a lot of monitors, the biggest problem with them was contrast, was the blacks. The blacks weren't really black. Now, I'm very, very oversimplifying this, but that's really the big difference is anytime you're doing something for the web that's digitally represented, RGB is fine and is a lot easier because every program, I mean, even the most basic, whatever, like MS Paint. I don't know that MS Paint exports in CMYK. I don't think it does. But you could export something for the web with no problem. Whereas if you need it printed, you're not going to want to use, I don't think, MS Paint or something that's really... So, like I said, if you're getting something printed and you want to export in CMYK. That's just... And that will keep the accuracy higher. That's all. But, again, it's like you said, does anybody care?
I care in the sense that I wanted to find some decent art to buy and put up, and I just couldn't. And the thing is, they look great on the screen. I mean, that's the other thing that's annoying, is that when you look at them on your monitor, they look great. They blow up kind of nice. So like you're very led astray, and then when you try to blow them up to like even like something that's like in the 20 to 30 range, something like that, right? Which is like kind of standard, like poster size, right?
Yeah.
I mean, some of them just look like such blurry shit, and you're like, yeah.
Well, okay. Now you're getting into a secondary consideration, which is DPI.
Yeah.
So basically, the rule of thumb generally, and I know people, okay, fine. If you're in printing, I know it gets more granulated, but
we're going for simplifications here.
Yeah. In basic terms, if you're going to have something printed, what you want is CMYK and 300 DPI. Generally is what you want. That's what is considered generally print quality. Like if you go to most places that are going to do a print and you say, what do you want in terms of like, okay, let's go to Vistaprint. I just thought of it. Let's see what Vistaprint's requirements are. So if I go to Vistaprint, which is a lot of people, or Moo, actually Moo's a good one. Oh no, Moo doesn't do custom. Vistaprint does. They do custom, but not what I'm talking about. So let's go. Okay, sign. So I'm doing Vistaprint. Let's go to a poster. I'm clicking on a poster. Let me just search for requirement. Let's see what it says. Because I bet you anything it's going to say, it must be in the help section. Help. Let's go here. Here we go. Where's your ship? Resolution. That's probably how they have it listed. Let's see. What is resolution? Oh boy, they're starting basic. What resolution should my image photo? Okay, here we go. Okay, resolution is degree of detail. For Vistaprint, aim for at least 300 DPI.
Oh yeah.
So there you go.
It's just not enough.
And I mean, honestly, at least I don't think you need to go over 300 unless you're doing something very specific. Because that's generally, as long as you get the size and the DPI matched, meaning if you want it to be 24 by 36, you want to create an image, 24 by 36 at 300 DPI, and then that will be what you want to size to. You don't want to bring it up from, you can go down. You could start bigger and shrink. But to take an image that's, let's say, 2 by 4 at 150 and blow it up to 18 by 24 at 300, you're going to be having a muddy mess. It's not going to be great. So, just general print stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
But don't worry.
Yeah.
You can find 80 YouTube videos that'll argue back and forth on that with these people who are really nerdy about it. And that's me saying that. I'm just saying, as a general rule, 300 DPI at CMYK, and you will have good printouts. Anything that's not being printed, I mean, you're still going to have a problem if you try to blow up a small image even on a screen, but it's more manageable than with print, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. I wish it was easier. Just wish it was easier.
Yeah.
I mean, there's we live. It goes to this whole thing. We live in this day and age where you can get anything. And it's like, yeah, but can you get it? Can you actually get it good? Like, or is it just?
Well, that's you bring up a good point because you have to be careful. There's a lot of those. If you go to Etsy, it'll say, "Oh, here's the digital file for this." Make sure you check what they're sending you and ask that question first. What is the size, DPI, and color space? You better check that stuff because they could send you a junk shit 72 DPI file and still fulfill what the sale was. But then you go to print that and you're going to feel like an asshole. You're going to feel like you just spent a bunch of money on nothing.
And it's funny because, I've printed some 8.5 by 11s at home, and then I've bought some 8.5 11s from, some sites, and had the ones at home so much better. And it's like, it's also
Sure.
because the files I printed, I made sure that I looked at the size of the files and made sure that they were, good enough to blow up. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough to find good art. A good classical art, because there's plenty of the joke of this is that like more modern art, people who've been designing and creating art in like in the digital age, you can get plenty of that. I mean, because this goes back to the shit I was saying about Mondo. Mondo has some really great screen prints and jiklis and things like that. It's just that everyone does this thing that we're like, well, I'm only making 500 of these, and it's like, oh, son of a bitch. Now you have to pay out through the ass to just like, I don't need it to be, I just want a poster. I just want a poster. But I guess, you know what? If you think about it, back before, man, when did it become possible to get prints of a work of art?
When did it become possible? I mean, you probably could get them from... Okay,
well, because
if you're talking about high quality...
Yeah, like to get a decent poster of a work of art. When did that technology become possible?
Well, what you're talking about is actually when did printers become good enough?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about. And I would suspect that commercially it was possible. I mean, look, they've been making posters since well before computers.
Yeah,
But what they were probably doing was like, old school screen printing and stuff like that. So as far as digitally... I don't know when the first high-resolution printer, probably Canon or somebody, or maybe Xerox invented it. I don't know what year that'd be, but I'm guessing it's a lot earlier than you think. Probably in the 80s. Possibly in the 70s.
Hold on. So let's see.
Because what you're talking about is a combination of two things. Oh, okay, three things. Either you have to start with a scan of the artwork,
yes,
meaning like a movie poster, or a photograph. That's how a lot of artwork is reproduced, is photographs. They're obviously not bending a canvas into a scanner.
Well, that's a good point, because before good printing or good scanning, the best you could get was either somebody who physically reproduced a painting, right? Or someone who took a photograph. But even photographic art, when did color photography come into the picture?
Oh, I mean, that's been around forever. Not forever, but I mean, that's been around.
That's what I mean. Like, I want to see how far back could you get.
I mean, if you're talking about full color, because there's been color photography for a while, but if you're talking about representing all the color of life, I guess.
Yeah.
Color photography when was it first really? The first color photograph by the 3-color method was 1855.
Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
So with the development of printmaking, you could have...
There's an 1850 photograph of an engraving. There's your first artwork.
There you go. You could get... Certain images could get reproduced through the printmaking technologies in the 15th century, but to actually get affordable for the wider public reproductions, it's the Industrial Revolution. That's the beginning of it.
Here we go. Here we go. I found it. So, what we're talking about, that I found the section on it, is CMYK color model. So before the technical innovations of the years 1935 to 1942, the only way to create a subtractive, because the problem with additive is you tend to tint the image. That's why subtractive is better, or is considered better. I don't want to get into an argument with anybody. Fine. If you think it's not, fine. I don't care. But anyway, the only way to create a subtractive full color print or transparency was by means of one of several labor-intensive and time-consuming procedures. So what you're talking about could have been done earlier, but it was a ton of work. So the production of photographic 3-color prints, well, 3-color is pre-CMYK. So let's see, when did they come into... 3-color photography could never be practical. Yeah, no kidding. Let's see, color cameras, making color separations. But that's kind of fake. Before the 1890s, that's experimenters. Okay, 1898, it was possible to buy required equipment, supplies already made. Okay, I'm trying to see if they screen plate. Yep, that's probably how they really did it. Yeah, there were lines in the so you're talking about like a nearly flawless reproduction, right? That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
The first commercially successful
like
color process, 1907.
Wow.
There you go. Yep.
There you go.
But even then, you know, trying to see when they say that CMYK really came in. Yeah, because even there are 3 layers for the Kodak method. Trying to see.
Yes, it is interesting to think about that. That, like, you know, your poster of Van Gogh's Starry Night that you had up in, like, your dorm room in college, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a modern piece of technology. I mean, and you don't think of it as technology, but it is a modern piece of technology to have that.
And that's the thing that you start to realize, because you sit there and go, well, why is it that if I went to a college bookstore, I could buy a Van Gogh print for $10, and yet on a website, it's like $200. Well, now you know why there's a difference. The one in the bookstore was likely not very color accurate. Did you care when you were high as a kite eating pizza at 2 a.m.? No. But I'm saying, as an adult, you start to realize that the color accuracy is only as important to you as it is important to you. Meaning, if you want to print your own and you don't care whether it's accurate or not, you can do it cheap. You can. I had to go find, because I replaced my I Want to Believe poster from the X-Files. Somebody actually went through the process of recreating the first version, which was basically impossible to get. And this person digitally recreated it at the correct size, and I was able to get it printed out. That print cost me like $30, but it's there. So,
yeah, and the thing is, like, I if I'm buying directly from an artist, like, I understand you're trying to make money and support yourself, right? I get it, but there's a point where people can't afford it, and when they create these limitations, where it's like, you know, like I'm only making 500 of these. I'm like, you're creating scarcity. And if people want your art, shouldn't you find like a cheaper option? There was an artist I saw recently who actually what they did was they did limited runs of various sizes. So like the larger you wanted it, the fewer there were, because it required more quality, you know. Whereas if you got it in like kind of I think it was like a 16 by 20 or something like that, you could, there was, you know, several thousand made or something like that. And even that seems weird, but I guess, I mean,
well, that's where
how many people have a lot of art up in their walls anymore?
I know, except for you and me. I literally have nowhere to put art anymore.
Do people? I know, and yeah.
No, I mean, I think it's the same as everything else. The people who appreciate that stuff still they're still having, you know, they still put it up. But is it a lot of people? Probably not. A lot of people probably have photographs of people from their lives up, and that's what they use.
Well, I have photographs. I have photographs and art mixed together on my walls, but I've also like completely covered my walls. Although my son, it was funny. My son got weird with me because so I have these alcoves in my office, and I have on those alcoves all these little round frames of various different sizes. I like it. It's almost like thought bubbles. But you can't get art in a circle. Most art is rectangular or square or something like that. And I'm forced to basically cut a circular portion of the painting out. And I was talking about how sometimes it's difficult to decide what part of a painting I want. And my son was like, well, you've done that to yourself. Why would you do that? Just put it up square. And I'm like, well, aesthetically, I want circles. I was like, but also having to edit or cut a part of, I mean, a large part, but cutting a painting down makes you have to kind of edit what it is about the painting that you find most important. You know, and it's almost, it's an interesting personal artistic like decision you make where you're like, okay, this much of this painting is really what speaks to me. Well, and I'd love to have all of it, but if I can't have all of it, sure, cropping it down to this still feels very, you know.
Well, I mean, as an example of what you're talking about, for a while, I don't think Coop actually listens to the show, but if he does, I'm sure this would infuriate him. One of the most famous images Coop ever made, the artist, is of this devil head laughing with this giant cigar coming out.
Yeah.
And I photoshopped out the cigar because I thought it looked better without it. And I printed out, like...
For yourself, though. Yeah, you just...
For myself. I never sold it. But I'm sure he'll look at it and go, hey, man.
All right, I'm going to tell you right now. I just cut up a print, a Coop print. I think I have 4 large Coop prints, right? And 3 of them are in square frames on the walls, but I just put one in the alcove. And it was that one he did recently of the girl who she's looking at you and she's kind of like laying down as the devil girl. And the background is like neon pink and yellow. And I bought it knowing I was going to cut it down. And I was like, you know, I feel bad. But I mean, this is but this is the part that still speaks to me, and I'm going to put it up on my wall, and it's going to be there. And at the end of the day, it's still his art. I still paid for it, so he can't care too much. I didn't alter it. I just shrunk it to fit the space. And it's the first time I've cut one of his down. But I love his he does fantastic prints. Like, whenever I've gotten stuff from him, his colors are just, like, they just sear the eyes. I love that. But there's a lot of Coop art, original Coop art lately up on his site, I've noticed.
Well, interestingly, he's been doing zines, the zine things.
Yeah, I didn't get any of those. What is that?
I
just
bought
like
them all.
A little...
And now they're on eBay for like 8 times their price. He posted something. He's like, why are people selling these for so much? I mean, they sold out. That's why. But no, I have every one. I have the 5 he's made so far.
That's the whole scarcity thing. It was the Burlesque Devil Girl. I bought that, and then I cut it down to fit. Well, the problem with Coop is that I can only get away with certain one of his pictures on my walls with my children. So I have to be very careful, because there's a few of his I adore, but I just can't have them on the wall. You know, there's too many questions. I mean, his I love his monster prints. Jesus, man, there's a lot of feet on his site.
Well, yeah.
Oh, the Fly Girl. That's both frightening and hilarious all at once. I want that. Anyway. The
Fly Girl. I don't even remember that one.
Yeah, it's the woman in the bikini, but she's got 4 arms and she's as a fly's head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's just hilarious. But yeah, his colors are astounding when he gets them. So that's what I mean. You know, it's there's so much art out there, but getting sometimes good quality prints of it is difficult. You know?
Ooh, that was nice. I kind of like that.
See, man, your vibrations are distracting both of us.
No, I heard exactly what you said, and I agree. The nice part about Coop is there really is something... Okay, I shouldn't say there's something for everybody, because he does tend to skew not safe for work, but... Actually, there was an original of his that sold that I really wanted. What was that one?
He's mostly perverse. But the thing is, you know what? I like girls, so it makes perfect sense for me. I just know that there's a point where there's things you just can't you just can't put up. Actually, what's funny is though is while we were having this conversation, I was looking for information about art.com, and there was somebody on Reddit who had like posted some interesting images, and they were like, "Are these too immature to have on the walls of my apartment?" And I was kind of sitting there going, "It's a weird question to ask." Like, I feel like there's an element of confidence there. If you worry that your art is immature and that you'll be judged for it, is that you? Is that the art being the problem, or is that you and the people that you, I don't know, mix with being a problem?
Well, I mean, without knowing specific circumstances, maybe his in-laws come over a lot, you know what I mean? So maybe it's less that... God, that was a great fucking sound effect.
Like I said, you just
now I understand why they fuck with these knob things. But yes, I think I have the same problem. So I have his Otaku Girl. I have a big artist proof of that. Which, by the way, here's a tip for people. If you can't afford originals, look for artist proofs, because often you can get those for far cheaper, and they're basically almost the same as originals.
The thing, I've never had the original thing. I'm so happy just having access to see the image on a regular basis.
No, but what I'm saying is, with artist proofs, do you know what an artist proof is? I
know what an artist proof is. You can explain it if you want.
Yeah, no, but basically it's usually when they're doing test runs to make sure that the color accuracy is right. So they do test prints. Some of his are really psychotic. If you ever look at his artist proofs, they've gone way off the rails, which is fine.
He does some wacky shit now. Yeah, with some of them,
Yeah, like but his older artist proofs were more normal, or more standard, where they were basically 95% of the image, but the green might be, I don't know, lighter than he intended, so they correct it. So you basically are getting a limited edition original, because there will never be any more once those runs are done.
Yeah.
But you don't have to spend thousands, and you still get something that is unique. So it's not the original, but it's also not the one that you could just buy at Hot Topic. It's something in betwing. So just a tip is artist proofs provide a
Joe likes his originals, and Joe likes his, whereas I'm like I said, I'm just happy to have, I'm just happy to see it, to have it there to look at and say, I love that. That stuff's great. You know, I mean, I think I'm trying to think. I think that Coop may be like my first, like. I think it was heavy metal. Then it was like Coop art. I think I'm trying to remember when was the earliest Coop art that I encountered, but I think it was sometime around like heavy metal. Anyway,
I literally, as I referenced Hot Topic, that's the first place I saw Coop's art. I had no idea who he was. I at the time, there were people I was hanging out with, and they were into the goth thing, way more than I was. But they were into Hot Topic. This is before Hot Topic became commodified as a joke.
No, I know, but I think that's really funny that that's the first place you encountered. Man,
well, if you remember Hot Topic, at the counter, they had stickers.
I think you got weird so later in life.
I did, yeah. Well, I was around more overtly weird people later in life. Okay. I was always into weird stuff, but I kept it inside because most of the people around me were not. So it was like, okay, you compartmentalize it. So it was like interior. But then there was a point where, it started to become, like I said, you used to talk about reading comics. Not when I was really young and in high school. That didn't get you anywhere with ladies. Hey, rather read this Green Lantern? Let me explain to you why Colin Rayner sucks for 20 minutes. That didn't get you nowhere with me.
I didn't talk to the ladies about the comics.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You know what? And I was all about that. So
skateboard culture. I think because my brother for a period of time was a skateboarder, and I encountered a lot of skateboarder culture, and I think that's where it came in because the stickers. It's the stickers that you saw first, right?
Yes.
I mean, I think the stickers get carried in all kinds of interesting places. So.
And that Hot Topic that I went into had a ton of his. I bought every sticker they had of his, not knowing who he was, but I just liked the style. And then I found out who he was later.
I'm just going to tell you, your frequencies are messing with something at the center of my brain, which is like totally disrupting me. Like I'm trying to think.
Because that's actually really, that one is like a 1950s science fiction sound. That's why I'm messing with it.
And I wonder if we're going to have to adjust your volume again. Because like you start playing and I swear to God, my brain, something in the center of my brain starts to vibrate and shift.
So here's the question. Does this one do the same thing or was it just that one?
Turn it down very slightly. As in like the volume. Turn it down very slightly.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me go back to center. Hold on, let me go to center. There you go.
Yeah, we're gonna have to iron this out so that you can continue. That's okay.
Better?
That's good. It doesn't it's not too bad.
Because that other one, I think, is actually what I would probably try to create a background from.
If sound is rhythmic, I can kind of work with it. But it's that, like, I'll have, like, sudden, like, woo, woo. And my brain vibrates, so.
Well, I didn't realize these two buttons would make it different. See, that's very, like, 1930s science fiction, like, danger, Will Robinson, danger!
I know, and I think that's what my brain is doing. My brain is going, danger, Will Robinson!
Oh, well, yeah. But now, I think that's the one I'll probably use to make sound effects. Or make a background.
It'll be interesting. Like I said, the emails will be interesting.
Well, the volume's going to be all over the place, too. I could probably level that out.
Well, listen, you're trying to figure out what can and can't be done here, so...
I'm just being an asshole. I mean, I'll just be honest. It's just fun.
Listen... I'm very well aware you're being an asshole, and I'm enabling you being an asshole. It's fine, but you have to stop shaking my brain here because I can't think.
Yeah.
And I don't think people want to listen to you going ee, and me going
They don't want to hear you vomit on the mic. Are you sure?
Oh man. Oh God! What a start to the year.
Ooh, that's a kind of John Carpenter.
But you are
sort of. That's a Starman type one.
But to be clear, you are distracted.
Oh well, I don't think so. I'm listening to everything.
I gotta coax you out. It's like when you start shopping.
No, it's not like that at all. I'm far more focused when I'm shopping. Yeah.
But
no, that is the irony. Is the way I found his artwork was through Hot Topic. Hot Topic is not a store I ever... it wasn't like Spencer's Gifts where I'd wander through. Spencer's Gifts was a fun place to just wander around and be like, oh, this is a place to be juvenile. That was like the Beavis and Butthead store for me.
I used to be more irritated about Hot Topic when I was younger, and I think it's because it's that they commodified so much of the weird, But then,
well, I was never annoyed by it. I just found no value in it. Whereas, like I said, Spencer's Gifts was it was almost.
Well, they had a lot of
Spencer's Gifts was a Beavis and Butthead magic shop. Because you could find some cheap shit, stupid thing to annoy people for 20 minutes and then realize you wasted $15. But that $15, those minutes were valuable.
You could get funny T-shirts. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that was But I used to be more annoyed. But then I realized something in late college. I realized something about Hot Topic. And it's something that continues today because my youngest shops at Hot Topic. Hot Topic provided a place for a lot of freaks and weirdos to work, where they could just be freaks and weirdos.
Yeah, and that's what I mean about it. It never irritated me the way it did some people.
And there are places where Hot Topic still provides access to a level of anime goth weirdom that isn't as easily available otherwise. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So it's...
Again, some people got really... I think it's the same thing where people are like, oh, man, this is a poser store. I was like, I don't care. Well, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing.
They introduced me to Coop, so I can't really complain about Hot Topic, because I probably would have found him later, but I found him early that way.
I do love that what is it? Oh, man, what was it? Torrid. Torrid started as a Hot Topic for larger people.
Plus size. Plus size. Topic.
I know. Plus topic. But it has gone on now to become its own line of upscale clothing stores for plus size women.
Well, here's another interesting thing about Hot Topic and the Coop stickers.
Yeah.
As far as I've ever seen, short of now, obviously, it would probably be a lot easier. They sold, and I didn't realize any of this at the time, because again, I didn't really know Coop's stuff.
Yeah.
And I still have some. His official image of that laughing devil head with the cigar is facing, well, it would be facing its left, our right. The cigar is facing right if you're looking at it.
Yeah.
That's all I've ever seen from him. They sold stickers where somebody had reversed the image, so you can get them facing both ways. And I still have the original ones I bought on my original art box 10 feet from me, where they're facing the two different ways. And I've never seen that anywhere else. I didn't realize till much later that they didn't. That I don't think, ever officially allowed them to be turned that way.
Well, I mean, listen, but even Coop was a struggling artist at some point.
Oh, yeah. But obviously somebody did that in the back room and just printed the sticker.
No.
Which I'm appreciative of, because it gives a nice symmetry where the two are facing. I don't like just one way or another.
I still adore Coop. I still think his stuff is great.
Oh, yeah.
I still get amused. I have it up on my walls. I mean, he's one of... It's interesting, the living artists that you adore, like the dead ones. Think about that. Like, can you think of more than 5 living artists that you adore as much as the dead ones?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I can think of 5.
Really? See,
let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah, easily. Coop, Katsuhiro Tomo, Art Adams.
Okay, so we get, and that's the thing is, we quickly get into the comic artists. Is that where it's gone?
Oh, you mean like fine artists? Oh, that's interesting.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know that many fine artists. Like, artists who only do fine art. And I think that a lot of...
that only do fine art. That's an interesting
I think a lot of our fine artists have become comic artists as well, who do some fine art now and then. Alex Ross does some fine art, but he does a lot of comic shit, too.
Yeah. I think of him as a comic artist before a fine artist.
There's an artist that I like named Yoshitaka Amano. Not Yoshitaka Amano. What's his name? Yoshitaka Amano is a good one. He's a fine artist, but he does design, and he does like some comic work, right? But he does incredible fine art. I love his shit. Can never find a good copy to save my fucking life, but I love his shit, right?
Yeah.
Like Coop, is Coop considered a fine artist?
No, he'd say himself he's a lowbrow artist. That's what he describes himself as. So he would say no.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
No, he does not like that label. Very, very
Which is funny because I fucking I fucking adore him.
I do too. But he wouldn't. I mean, okay, I should say, under the technical definition, forgetting whether he likes it or not, yes, he is, because he's never done
those
he's
Devil
done
Girls,
covers, but not comics.
Those Devil Girls are going to be around in 200-300 years.
I mean, technically, if you really go by what he has done that most people, he's probably actually a commercial artist more than anything, because he's done rock posters and album covers.
He's done a lot of album covers. I mean, actually, that might be, Lords of Acid might be one of the places I first encountered him.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Because he did the cover for that.
Well, and I bought that album in Hot Topic because it had the artwork on it. I didn't even listen to it, I think, for 3 or 4 years. I didn't. I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure that I had that album just sitting there. Man.
I just like the way it looked.
Yeah, well, honestly, that's what it is.
That's funny.
Honestly, because
I mean, it's
Lords of Acid is okay, but I don't like their albums front to back very often. In fact,
I like some of their stuff, not all of it.
Yeah,
I got you. So that's
what it is.
So not a fine artist. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, so Anato Finstark, that's the guy. I don't know if he's ever done comic work. He's a French artist, I'm pretty sure. And he does, I think I've described him on the show before. It's like if Van Gogh was a fantasy artist, he does a lot of Lord of the Rings stuff. He does a lot of interesting fine art. And I love his stuff. But then, maybe it's because, like, I don't know, is fine art dead? Like, no,
I don't think it's dead. No, it's just that, like, it's hard. Okay, here's the truth. It's harder to discover fine art compared to comic books. But listen, that's the challenge.
No one looking at Katsuhiro Otomo is going to be like, that's not art. It's fucking gorgeous.
Well, of course, that's what I mean.
But Chuck Sperry is another one of these guys. He does a lot of band poster art, stuff like that, right? But then he also has a lot of like real limited, real beautiful screen prints. Have you seen Chuck Sperry's stuff?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
There you go. I love his stuff. Not easy to get your hands on cheap, but I love his stuff.
But
that's all. But that's not painted. I mean, a lot of his stuff is screen printed. So,
well, okay. Here's another thing.
Would the original be fine art? Like he's almost in the same realm as Coop. He's a commercial artist.
I also think the term fine art is sort of a dumb one to even use, because what does fine artist even mean to you? Does it just mean that they don't do comics, that they do gallery work?
Well, I'm not even sure anymore, because I mean,
right? That's what I'm saying. So
listen, I love, if you talk to me who are some of my favorite artists, and we start listing off comic people. Listen, I know those comic people can do like posters and stuff like that, but I also know that they worked doing a lot of comic art, which is narrative art. But like no one can tell me that Sam Keith, Art Adams, Frank Quitely, these people aren't fucking artists.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how to even define it.
Coop can put whatever title he wants, but the man is a fucking artist. I mean,
oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
well, I think the reason he doesn't like the term fine artist is it makes people think, oh, is your stuff hanging in a gallery? And that's what they define as being a fine artist.
You know what?
Well, he has had gallery shows.
Yeah, I mean, Frank Frazetta.
Because I have one of the posters from one.
I put Coop almost in the same universe as Frank Frazetta when it comes to art. It's like Frank Frazetta did a lot of like poster work for movies and books and things like that, right? I mean, he's one of the earliest memories I have of looking at a reproduction of Princess of Mars, of a Frank Frazetta Princess of Mars, that I didn't even realize for years that's what the fuck it was. I've told you about this, right? That like my father.
I don't know if you've said it on the show before. You've told me.
Yeah, my father had this friend who did cover art for records, right? He mostly did a lot of Latin American music, and he loved Frank Frazetta, and he had this reproduction that he did himself of Princess of Mars, and he gave it to my father at some point. And my father had it in the house, and I don't know if it was entirely his thing, but he liked that his friend had given it to him, so he had it in the house. But my mother was also a painter, so the house was full of art otherwise, and it was living in my basement for years, and I always liked it. But I never, at that point, when you're younger, you don't really know where to put art, especially fine art up. And It wasn't until years later that I finally one day read Princess of Mars, and then I was like, holy shit, that's the painting! That's the painting I've been looking at for most of my life. And then, and now I still have it. Now, my father passed away, and it's mine, and it's been mine now for a while, and like I have it up on my walls, and and what's funny is I have 2 copies of it now because I have the reproduction in my office, and then I have a print of the original in my gym. So it's it's funny.
So you're always looking at it, basically.
I am. It's always there. I love that painting.
You typically see it a few times a day.
Oh, yeah, I do. But I see a lot of Frazetta. If I think about the works of art that I see on a regular basis, I look at Frazetta, I look at Coop, I look at Anato Finstark, I look at Chuck Sperry, I look at who's that Japanese guy, Rockin' Jellybean, who did that incredible Street Fighter poster. Yeah, I look at his shit all the time. Prints. Yeah, and you know what? I noticed this the other day. Scarlett Johansson pops up in my office quite often because they've done models of her for a lot of different pieces of art. So, like, I have a piece that somebody did for. Did I get it from? I think I got it from Hero Complex. That was supposed to be of Lost in Translation, and it's a woman basically sitting by a window looking out at a city, but it's all done in like 3 colors. It's like black, white, and pink. Right? It's beautiful. And I was like, oh shit, that's supposed to be Scarlett Johansson. It's the nose. The nose always gives it away. Yeah, but like when she did Ghost in the Shell, there's a whole lot of art that came out where they made Kusanagi look like Scarlett Johansson. And I think that's floating around in my office somewhere as well. But I mean, I'm not kidding when I tell you that I have probably more than 200 pieces of art hanging in my office. I mean, there's just so much in here.
I tend to go too big for artwork now. Everything's 24 by 36. Everything.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't mind. I like a mix. I've got big ones, and then I got little ones. This is why I like the rounds.
I have smaller stuff, too, but a lot of the stuff I really like tends to be really big.
I know.
Because I like to walk up to it, and like in a museum, I want to be able to walk up to it and see a lot. And the smaller ones,
so
you don't see as much of the, like, strokes of the pen type of thing.
I know, and that's the thing is that for me, I like the ideas that they invoke in me. So I'm kind of going for more quantity of art that affects me, whereas you're going for the quality of art that affects you. And that makes sense because I'm trading in ideas and you're trading in actual art because you are an artist, you're an illustrator. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, lowbrow art. You know what? If tomorrow you could make it big, and you could make it big in lowbrow or highbrow art, which would you want it to be? Because I can tell you right now.
Lowbrow. Yeah.
And my wife said to me the other day.
I like the weirdos. That's what I want. I want those people on my side.
My wife said to me the other day, she's like, if you could write the next great American novel, or you could write like erotica and make money off it, what would you do? And I was like, I would totally write erotica. I was like, I don't want to write the next great American novel. I was like, that sounds so boring. It's like, I'd rather write something that I know that people got, had a reaction to. I mean, what more human reaction is there than reading something and going, oh yeah, it's kind of hot, right? To have that. I mean, it's the same thing I think a comedian gets, right? You want people to laugh. You want a reaction. I mean, all art is wanting a reaction. But like, there's certain kind of basic human ones where it's like laughter, but getting turned on. Sure. I mean, listen, if you can write, the problem with that is that people get turned on by very different things. So I mean, I have
that's the truth.
I have Coop's website up right now, and I'm looking at a sea of feet here.
Well, yeah.
Coop likes feet.
Yeah.
So it's like, what kind of stuff are you going to make, and how are different people going to respond to it? Because remember when that 50 Shades of Grey came out,
right?
And middle-aged women lost their fucking minds on that book. There are women who read that book that I don't think have ever read erotica. That is a piece of literary witchcraft that I love. I wish I could understand how the hell that book managed to like bring all these people in. See, you don't have that. You don't have any art that you look at and you go, God, I hate it, but why does it work so well? Whereas,
interesting. Do I have?
Whereas,
no, I don't think I have anything like that.
In the world of literature, there's books that make it big, and you're like, Jesus, what's the formula? How did you do that? What are the components that make that? Why is 50 Shades of Grey Why was it so popular?
Oh! I thought you meant something I actually had in my home.
No. I just meant in general,
no, definitely, no, definitely. There's that stuff. That's like those big, the big paintings of just red squares. I don't get that. Or Jackson Pollock. Fuck Jackson Pollock. Like, fuck Jackson Pollock. You know, that's like no. That
was. By the way, that was the beginning of Doctor Who right there. Yeah,
it was. That was the ringtone on my phone, which I realized I didn't silence. So yes, that's why I
so
heard it all the time. That's great.
That wasn't your synth.
No. I actually was thinking about. I think I could recreate just that bit of it, but I could never do the rest. No.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is there's people that like Jackson Pollock really speaks to, and like I don't think it's shit, but I also don't think it's my style of art.
Well, but that's your example of something that people seem to like, and I sit there and go, how, why? That's it.
Well, you know what?
Drips.
Oh God, what's his name? The fucking guy who did Cubism.
Oh, Picasso.
I don't understand. Like early Picasso, the man had skill. Later Picasso. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? Like, it bothers me that he made so much that those paintings are worth as much as they are.
Hold on, I want to look. I don't know. Let me look at the later Picasso stuff. Hold on, let me take a look here. Let's see. Like the old guitarist. That's considered. No, that's not older. Wait, when did he die?
He died in the early 19...
He died in 73, so 1903 is not late Picasso. That's what I'm like. This is saying older. No, this is not older. Where's his later stuff? Let's see. Here we go. This is a list of all different ones.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? There's a painting of his called The Dream, right? Painted in 1932.
Picasso, The Dream.
Let's see
here, let me look at this.
Other than the fact that there's obviously a penis on this woman's head, it's not that it's bad. I just don't think it's great.
Yeah, it is. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, like it feels so, like.
Don't get me wrong. I would never pay for this. I would look at this and I would not list it. I don't know how many. Let's say Picasso did 100 paintings. I know he did more.
Yeah.
Let's say he did 100. This would not crack the top past the bottom 20, right?
Yeah, I mean,
compared to some other stuff, right? However, I can see why some people would like it because there's some very striking color usage. So I could see why people would like this. Outside of the fact that once you point out that woman has a resting penis on her head, that's going to destroy this thing for a lot of people. Because I don't think a lot of people are going to see that right away. But once you tell them, they're not going to see it.
Look up a woman with a cock. It's a Picasso painting. Yeah.
Oh, all right. I was going to say, you want me to just type a woman with a cock? Because I know I'll find. I know what I'll
Picasso,
find.
Or you're going to get something very different.
Well, that's what I'm saying. All right. Yeah. So the 38 one.
Yeah, 1938.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, would I ever buy a print of this? No.
No, but that's the thing is that you said I think that what's his name? The guy who did the drip art is shit.
Oh, Pollock. Yeah.
Pollock. I think Pollock is shit. And you're like, yeah, to you. You're not saying burn all the Pollocks to the ground. You're saying for yourself it's shit.
But this woman with cock thing is better than Pollock. I would take this before Pollock.
Oh, fuck you. I'll take Pollock over this bullshit.
No, because this has intent. I don't know what it was exactly, but it's intent. Pollock, I still cannot be convinced, wasn't just so drunk that he was just dripping paint. Because he wasn't alcoholic.
Hold on.
Right?
Hold on. I'm curious. Yeah. I know he was. Did Pollock have intent? I'm just curious now.
Like, I don't care what he says. I'm saying this is the result. Here it is. Okay? And I'll admit, this is just me. If my 8-year-old nephew could do the same work without needing to.
I'm looking at a wall of Pollocks here, right? And I agree with you that I think the problem with Pollock that why Picasso is different is that early Picasso was very good. Later Picasso, I was like, you're better than this. Whereas Pollock was always like this. There was never a period where Picasso did art or Pollock did art that I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I was like, the man can draw. No, it was always like this, and I think that he just he stimulated somebody's. But you know what? I'll take Pollock over the people who do like a blank canvas. What is it like? You know, White Rabbit Lost in the Storm.
That's what I'm saying.
That drives me crazy.
Having said all that, would it surprise me if at this point in 38, Picasso, having reached whatever fame he had, was doing this to be an asshole? Yeah, I wouldn't put that past him. But I'd still put it on my wall before Pollock.
Knowing his personality, I mean, he was a fucking incredible cocksucker.
So I'm not saying that he did this with noble artistic intent, trying to be at the top of his craft. I'm not making that argument. But I don't know that anybody else would make this.
I'm not a fan of Cubism. I appreciate
I don't love Cubism. I've seen some very good examples of it where it's interesting, but as an overall, I mean, really, if you just type in Cubism, you'll find some really beautiful stuff. Like
I don't like Picasso's Cubism.
Look up Brock, Braque. Look his stuff up.
Broque.
Braque.
Got it. Yeah. There you go.
Right? Now that's interesting.
Hold on. I typed the wrong thing. I got Baroque art.
Well. That's
Say that again.
That is something Braque. Braque. I guess.
Okay, yeah. I got my thing gave me Baroque art instead of Brock art.
That's something else.
No, but you know what? This is way better, though. I mean, this is way better than.
But this is Cubism, right? So same idea. I agree. I'm not a Picasso fan.
No,
I was just comparing it to Pollock. Right? That's the first one where Yes,
I mean, he
and that's what I mean about Cubism can be good.
He took organic structures and then made them geometric.
Yes.
Yeah, like
there's some really there is some beautiful,
far more
really
going
abstract
on here
shit
to me. You know.
Yeah. That's what I mean about Cubism in general is different than Picasso. Picasso has become Cubism for a lot of people, and I don't like that because he's one aspect of it. But like many things, sometimes the person most associated is not necessarily the best example. And in fact, I do like the fact that many people consider, I just never know how to pronounce that, Brock. I'm going to say Brock. That Brock is actually the far superior artist. And I would agree. I think he's better than Picasso. Picasso was one of the early founders of it, and so he gets labeled as, he is Cubist. I'm like, fuck that. No. He's not. Whereas I think a lot of people could be, I don't even know if Pollock was considered as a style or whatever, but I think a lot of people could be Pollocks. You know what? If you really don't know how to paint, you want to make a giant thing for your wall, just drip it on there. You can say you say you took your inspiration from Pollock. Who the fuck's gonna know?
I know, but now that he's done it, it's kind of hard for other people to do it. He ruined it for others to fake,
No. He made it easy. Now anybody can be an artist. Fuck it. It's like when that guy did fireworks off a piece of foil on his chest and called it performance art. Well, now anybody, you can just piss in public and call it performance art. When the cop comes up to arrest you, no.
What was it? Was it the crucifix in the thing of urine? Is that what?
Oh, in urine, yeah. I mean. Do I believe there was a statement to that? Yes. Do I think it was executed particularly
you want to
artfully? Probably not.
What one of my favorite pieces of modern art is?
Yeah.
It's the robotic arm that's constantly trying to sweep the fluids.
Oh yeah.
Back.
Look, okay. To your point about the crucifix in the urine.
Yeah.
I still think that's better than the guy who crucified himself on a VW and said that was supposed to be some big step. No, it happened. The name of the piece, the performance was named Transfixed, and he nailed himself to a fucking VW Beetle. Yeah, look at that picture. Asshole.
Hold on.
Asshole.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, dick.
So did he lose...
Give me a fucking break.
How did he nail himself?
He didn't. Somebody else did. His lawyer apparently did it. Nailed his hands into the fucking car. Yeah. And then it ran for 2 minutes with the engine running at full throttle. Wow, great. And that means what? That Jesus hated Volkswagen? Whereas the crucifix in piss? I mean, it's more interesting to look at than some asshole on a car.
I just feel like it was someone who was looking for an incendiary response,
Well, let's see. Obviously
it got people angry.
in urine. Let me see. I don't know. I know I've seen it, but I don't know what. I mean, it's a beautiful photograph, though. That's the thing. It is. Piss Christ is a very nice looking photograph. It's obviously blasphemous. To
oh, wow. I didn't realize this was called what it was. I was about to talk
Piss
shit
Christ?
about. No, I was about to talk shit about the gold toilet, and then I realized what it was named. Do you know what that gold toilet was named?
Urinal number one.
Hold on. So that toilet was created by an artist named Maurizio Cattelan. It was created in 2016. It was a satirical participatory art. It was a fully functioning toilet made of 18 karat solid gold. Right? It's called America.
Oh, that's great.
And you know what? I didn't like it until I read the name, and now I'm kind of like, okay, you got me there. It's like,
you know what? Okay, I'm reading about the Piss Christ thing.
Yeah.
And actually,
is learning more about it making you suddenly be for it?
Well, the justification, assuming this is all true, does make some sense.
I'll give you credit. That one photograph of it is pretty good. Is that the close-up?
Well, but also the reason, for it,
yeah,
I can actually see somebody. It's okay. Here's a weird association. It made me think of a Charlie Brown Christmas. Okay, and let me explain why. I'm going to tell you. So the artist said. Yeah. The artist said, I was born and raised a Catholic. I've been a Christian all my life. What I wanted to show people is that Christ's sacrifice has become commercialized as clean and neat and just blood. But he also, if actually crucified, would have been shitting and pissing himself in pain. And I wanted people to understand what crucifixion is, not what it's been sold as. Which makes me think of a Charlie Brown Christmas, which is, Christmas has been commercialized, and that's why Linus gives the whole speech about what Christmas is actually about. And that it's not just giving gifts and decorating a tree, that there's a meaning to it. So assuming what this person is saying is true, and maybe it's bullshit, I don't know.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
I
can understand why somebody would be upset by the fact that the crucifixion is like, it is a pop culture artwork now. It's just the Jesus on a cross.
Some of this art is considered to be, they're looking for reactions. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
And that's what part of art has become now. Which part of it has become how much attention can you drum up?
Yeah.
And
there were people within the church defending it. So obviously other people saw what this was. So I never knew the explanation. I just thought like you that it was a shock value thing, like the guy nailing himself to the car.
But the explanation is better than the work of art. I feel like there should have been a better work of art for the explanation.
All right. Well, no, I wouldn't go. The photo is actually quite beautiful. If you don't know what it is, you wouldn't ever know what it was. But the photo where you can't see what it's in, that you just see the red kind of tinted thing, it's actually a beautiful image.
Wasn't there also a sculpture?
Well, I think there was a jar of, there was another thing.
Yeah.
But this image is, I would hang this on a wall. If I was somebody of faith and I didn't know what it was, I could see somebody hanging this on their wall having no idea what it was.
Oh my God. And then you find out afterwards.
But you know what? Honestly, here's a good question, because this is something that people ask. Does it matter what it is if the image itself is beautiful? Does it matter what it's of if you didn't know?
Does it matter? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, neither of us is religious, so I guess we can't really answer that. But I would think.
You know what? I'm going to tell you. So how I crop images, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I put images up on my wall that I know are obscene, and I crop the obscene part out, right?
Yeah.
Because I can still see most of it, and others don't know what the rest of the image looks like. So for me, when I look at the part of the image that I look at, it invokes the rest of it.
Okay, you know what I just thought of? Because I was like, okay, what would be something that might be considered offensive to me? So I just thought, well, if I purchased a piece of art and then I found out that it was created from a piece of my father's cancer-ridden lung that killed him, would I be bothered? And I don't think I would be. I would be happy that something beautiful was made out of something terrible. I would look at it and go, well, at least something good came out of this.
I don't think that's the same thing, no.
Well, I'm not religious, so it's not the same, but it's close enough. It's something that would actually bother me if I knew what it was. I would never buy it outright.
It's more like if you... I mentioned the cropping thing, right? Only because I've had my wife come into my office and see one of these cropped images and go, "Oh, I really like that," and she doesn't realize what the rest of it looks like, right? So, do you remember we found that image of oh god, what's her name from the comics with the multiple arms of death from Marvel Comics? She's always fighting Wolverine. Spiral, yeah. Remember we found that image that guy did? It was like a nude topless Spiral, and we were marveling at the way he did the shoulders, right? So I have taken some of that guy's art and cropped it so that you just see the allowable parts, right? And that guy can get pretty obscene. And then, like I said, my wife saw it, the part that I had cropped that was very artistic and beautiful, and was like, "Oh, I really like that." And she had like no idea that it was part of something larger and very obscene. And I was saying, yeah, you know what? It's like if you saw a photograph of a close-up of something, of some sort of design, and you were like, well, I really like that, right? And then when you cropped out, you realized it was like, I don't know, part of like a Nazi salute or some fucked up, hateful shit. And you were like, okay, I like the cropped piece, but I don't like the larger piece that it comes from. And that would make you feel weird, because then once you knew what it was part of, would you always see that it was that the small piece of this larger thing? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. If you didn't know what it what it
was part of. You know, like I'm looking around at my office.
So I'm going to say, like in the example of a Nazi thing, right?
Yeah. Something hateful.
If it's unrecognizable, then I probably would not mind it, because I would say, well, something good came out of something bad. Obviously, if it was a woolen swastika, no.
Yeah.
But
you know what?
If
actually,
it's,
here's another example. So there's a painter I love named Jerome. I've talked to him before. He was very popular in his day and age. He's not as popular now. Beautiful fine artist, right? He has this painting. Actually, we're going to look it up because I'm going to get your take on it. So let me find it for you.
Jerome, like the common
with
spelling?
a G, Jerome.
Oh, Jerome,
and then, hold on. I want to make sure I get the right one. Give me 1 second to make sure I get the right one.
Actually, I'm gonna. Oops. Okay.
Oh, he has there's a series of these that he's did. That's the problem. Let me see if I can get the right one. Hold on, because like this work of art brought up interesting conversation with my wife. Okay, you know what? We'll just do this one because it's easy. So type in Jerome and then type in Jerome the Slave Market. All
right, hold on. Jerome the Slave Market.
Right.
That's right. Jerome the Slave Market. Okay, hold on. Let me see here.
And it's a bunch of men. And they're,
yeah. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, and the thing is, my wife actually likes this painting, but she acknowledges that it's fucking terrible. What it is, which is it's a series of men basically checking a slave's teeth, a nude woman's teeth, because someone's about to buy her.
Oh wait, whoa! Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay, now I see the one you're talking about, because there's two with that label.
Yeah.
Actually, there's many that are fall, but I see the one you're talking about. Yes,
he did a series. Yeah, he did a series of these.
Yeah. No, I see the one you're talking about. Let me look at this one bigger. Let me see what this actually looks like. Oh, that's nice. They have it on a mug. See that.
Yeah,
interesting.
I know.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, so he did a few of these because he did them as a statement against slavery, right?
Yeah.
But the thing that's fucked up about them, because there's another one. So you seeing the one of the woman standing with the man, the guy has his finger. in her mouth.
Yeah, the nude woman, and he's got his finger in her mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see a bigger picture of it.
My wife has basically said, she thinks it is a really great piece of art, and that it is a very well done piece of art. But the thing is that I can't look at that on a regular basis. It will depress me.
No, this is something where even if I didn't know what it was necessarily about, I don't like the image. I don't like it. I mean, the painting technique is beautiful, but I don't like the image.
And the thing is, I just sent you another one that's also from this series he did. That's another slave market one, right? And this is slaves in front of basically a slave shop.
That's the one I saw first. I'm like, that one's okay. And
the thing is, knowing what that is, again, it is beautifully done, right? So this one's also called The Slave Market, and his name is Jean-Léon Jerome. It's beautifully well done. His style is fantastic, but I can't look at that without getting sad. Like I know the statement he's making, but for me,
it's interesting.
I'd rather get others of his work because this one makes me feel terrible.
All right. Okay. So, all right. Let's recontextualize the the premise, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
if you could only get images from the slave market series,
the
first one you showed me with the fingers in the mouth, I would not want. I would take the second one. Because even knowing what it is, I can look at it and just put that out of my mind because it's not explicit in the image.
Yeah.
It's not explicitly there. There could just be a guy checking out women in general as a male gaze scumbag. And that's fine because that's just built in. So I can bypass that and go, yeah, all right. Yeah, beautiful women, guys looking at them. You know, that happens.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one with the fingers in the mouth, that's just disturbing even on the hygiene.
Yeah.
Level. It's like, oh, that's disgusting.
But I'm going to share this one with you. This is a disturbing painting that I actually do own because of what it's called.
Let's see.
So you see the image?
Oh, yeah, this is considered a cursed image, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you know what it's called?
No, but I should because I just saw a video about this.
Truth Coming Out of Her Well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the full title is Truth Coming Out of Her Well, Armed with Her Whip to Chastise Mankind.
Sure.
And, like, I'm not disturbed by that because I kind of agree with the fact. It's a woman, so it's basically a nude woman coming out of a well with, like, a whip. And she looks haunting. I mean, the expression.
I don't like the image itself, so I wouldn't have this no matter what.
Really? So that one bothers you?
Yeah, I don't. Unless it's for a horror movie, I don't want a horror-based image.
Yeah, see, and I find this to be like this invokes a sense of resistance against the world in me. It's interesting. It's interesting how art invokes different feelings in people.
No, if I wanted a very powerful female rebelling against the world, I'd buy a painting of like a woman putting a sledgehammer into a fucking fascist face, and I'd put that on my wall. Like I'll take it overt, thanks. I don't need this where it looks like this woman, for all I know, is has a cattle prod up her ass because she's screaming. Like that's fucked up looking. I'd rather see like a nice, harsh, break jaws type of thing.
I look at that as like the wraith of outrage.
Yeah, it is that, but it's unpleasant. Whereas I want to see the woman triumphant.
But you get that, right? But that thing is, so the slave market one, when you look at that, you get it's that feeling. I get that feeling when I look at those of desolation, of hopelessness. And I know that
the one where the guy's sitting there looking, that's more of just dirtbag. Whereas the other one is like, oh no, violation.
Yeah, exactly. So
because the one where the fingers are in the mouth.
Yeah.
There is no version of my brain that can formulate that based on the imagery there, that woman is there consensually. Let's put that right there. There's just no version of me that can believe that.
There you go.
Because it's outdoors. There's lots of men. Yeah. It's weird.
And
whereas
to be
the one where the guy's kind of looking, those women might be hanging out and one's just nude. Maybe she just wants to be out in the public.
He has a lot of different works of art that don't involve,
Oh, sure.
women being tormented.
Yeah, that's the difference with those. But the one where the woman's coming out of the well, no.
I actually do like that one.
No, because I don't know enough about what's going on there. Compared to, like I said, if the same woman was whipping a fucking like rapist to pieces, I'd be all right with it. Then it's like, that's good because the woman's triumphant. Whereas in that, I don't know that woman isn't looking at a bullet that's flying at her face.
Yeah, whereas
what I mean?
I guess whenever I look at that painting, it makes me think of almost like the girl from The Ring coming out of the TV.
Well, there is that.
This is the original Ring before TVs. She'd come out of your well. And
oh yeah, no. I mean, I can see that.
Yeah. So where is the original?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm never gonna see this. I think this is in Russia. Son of a bitch. No, the main museum in Russia, the really big one. I can't remember the name of it. I want to go to that museum so bad, but I don't think I would trust myself in Russia.
Oh, I would not go, man.
I think I'd be worried about myself the whole time I was there.
You know what? You'd have to play up your Cubanness a lot. I mean, that's the way you beat it. Is to be like, go in wearing, make yourself look like Castro. In terms of like wearing the military outfit.
I could wear a Shea shirt, but I don't think I could. I think morally, I don't think I can wear a Shea shirt.
No, not Shea. I'm talking about the green kind of fatigues. As long as you look the part.
You mean going?
Yeah. I mean, look like Castro looked.
Like a Castro reenactor?
Yeah. And I mean, the Cuban in that, they'll be like, God. Oh, fellow communists, come on in.
Oh,
You'll be fine.
Wouldn't that be funny? Traveling incognito.
Hello, fellow communist. I mean, you'd be the Steve Buscemi meme, except instead of trying to look young, you're trying to look communist. Hello, fellow communists. Show title. Hello fellow communists. Is he saying hello or hold on? Hello, fellow kids. Isn't that what it is?
Oh, are you talking about the Steve Buscemi thing? He's like hello, fellow.
Oh, it's how do you do, fellow kids? It's how do you do?
Yeah.
So all right, so I have to change it because I want it to be that. How do you? Hold on a minute. How do? It's a long title, but I don't care. Do, fellow communists. And I put a question mark on the end because it's got a question mark. There we go. Done.
There you go.
See, I can make like little completion sounds like I did it. Ta-da! I have to think about that one.
You know what? This is like when my kids got their Casio piano for the first time, and they were just walking around the house with their Casio, being like, "Dee-doo, dee-doo,
yeah,
dee-doo." Jesus Christ! Could you imagine that someone put it in the slave market on like a T-shirt? Like, who would wear that?
Ooh.
Like, why is that
the one
even
with the
fingers?
Suggestion? The finger one?
Yeah. Could you?
You know what? I'll tell you know what? Okay, I'm going to say this, and you'll agree.
Yeah.
We won't say the name. We went to college with somebody who I could easily see putting on that shirt and being like, "I want to challenge conventions." And you know who I'm talking about? You know he would have done it.
Oh man.
Right?
God.
Or am I
you're
wrong?
right.
Am I
No,
wrong?
you're not. Yeah, you're not wrong.
There's the
You're not wrong.
motherfucker wearing the slave market shirt.
Yeah. I got
and
a fun
hoping
shirt.
that somebody got angry.
I got a fun shirt for Christmas.
Yeah.
Was it Life is Good did a shirt that's got a tiger's face on it, and then underneath it says "Eat Racists."
Hey.
And my wife got it for me in white, so I could tie dye it, and I tie dyed it.
Oh.
So I tiger striped it. So now I have a tiger striped shirt that's got a tiger on it that says "Eat Racists." We'll see if someone wants to start a conversation with me. There you go. Exactly.
That's the conversation starter sound now.
Oh, I had a weird thing happen.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I was in this
weird thing sound. Hold on, let's see.
Oh, please, yeah. Do an introduction for that. I was in a store this past weekend with all my kids. I was buying stuff for my kids, and we were waiting for my wife to do something, and I was standing there with my three kids, and we were like fucking around and kind of like laughing and talking jokes, and like I liked it. When I'm bored, I dance. I don't know if you remember that. I'll start to do like a stupid jig or something like that.
Oh, I remember. Yep.
I know. You love being with me in public.
That's fine.
And a large black man, a well-dressed large black man, out of nowhere sidled up to me, and I mean in the truest sense of that word.
Up. That's great. What a wonderful word phrase "sidled up" is. Like you get an instant visual of what that means. But go on.
And he said to me, "It was like, excuse me." He's like, and in his beautifully deep voice, he said, "Excuse me, I don't want to interrupt." He's like, "I just want to let you know." He's like, "Keep being yourself." He goes, "It's magnificent." And then he walked away, and I was like, "What just happened?"
Wow.
And he did it in front of my kids, and the thing is, my kids all looked at me like I had done something, and I was like, I don't know if I just got flirted with but the thing is, this is not the first time this has happened to me.
I don't doubt it.
Whereas, like a while back, I was at a hardware store with my youngest, and a black woman in her probably mid-50s stopped us both. And was like, "I just like all this." She's like, "This is all just amazing." And she looked at my youngest and was like, "Do you understand what your daddy is?" She's like, "This is just amazing." And then I don't know what to do with that. So I was like,
Boys, you're scaring the straights, okay? Is there any way?
Exactly. I'm like, "Thank you. Have a nice day." And I was trying to put together if it was how I was dressed or something like that. And I mean, I like Hawaiian shirts. I like brimmed hats. I got a lot of tattoos. I do cut a memorable figure, I suppose. But it is weird when people, randomly approach you out of nowhere just to tell you you're magnificent. It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it weirds my kids out. My kids don't know what to do that either. They're like, Daddy, why did that large black man just tell you you're magnificent? I was like, I don't know. You know,
Oh, you should have said, because I am, kids.
maybe,
Remember
oh,
that.
No, I would never say that. Maybe he was lonely. I mean, that man couldn't be lonely. He was a very well-dressed, smooth man. If I was of a different nature, I would have been weak in the knees. Put it like that. So we should all be so lucky to have large, well-dressed black men flirt with us.
I agree. I've come. Well, I guess I wouldn't call it flirting. No, it wouldn't be considered flirting. However,
I don't think he was flirting. By the way, I think he was just being like randomly nice.
No, I was unwhited at one point, which was fine.
Unwhited?
With me.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I've told you this. Well, I haven't told in a while. I worked in a place. Well, actually, it doesn't even exist anymore. So I worked for a while in a Philips semiconductor plant for like 2 years.
Oh, is it gone?
Oh yeah. I mean that building is still there, but now it's something else. The actual company.
So
I don't know if they still. I'm sure they still make semiconductors, but not anywhere there. But anyway, it was a clean room, so you had to wear the bunny suits, basically head to toe, and Tyvek suits. The only thing exposed was your eyes, because it was an ISO, I believe, 10,000 clean room. And if you want to see what that is, look up what ISO 10. It's basically what the level of cleanliness is, because with the semiconductor wafers, it was very easy to destroy them. I mean, literally, they didn't even want you to have your eyebrows exposed, because if a hair got in there during like the annealing process or when there was certain things being coated, it would destroy that. And each of those wafers was $10,000 to $50,000 worth of semiconductors, because obviously it's not one; it's a whole string of them, and they cut them,
right.
they dice them up, right? And they were these sealed pods. And if everything was working properly, they were never really exposed to the air, except if you had to do a specific check. You could open them if you had to, but they didn't want you to.
I'm sorry. You just made me think of the movie that we're reviewing tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Go on.
Listen, our clean room was far more paying attention than that one was. That's
Close
for
the
sure.
door. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or don't. As it were. But in any event, in each of the pods had usually 10 to 25 wafers in it. So you can imagine how much one pod was worth. So again, the floor was raised, and it was positive pressure. So the pressure was basically, and there were fans blowing everything down. There were holes in the floor. Not big holes, but small enough that any type of particles were meant to be sucked underneath the floor. That's how serious they were about this stuff, and they were serious about it. So even the paper could not be fibrous paper. They gave you a specific type of, like a teal type of paper, that if you tore it, it could not eject particles. It was a specific type of almost plasticky paper. It was really interesting from how they controlled things.
Listen, and I'll tell you this. I used to see you every other weekend, I think, when you were working at this place.
Yeah, because I was working 3/4. Yeah.
And the stories. I mean, one of my favorite stories that made it into my novels came out.
Oh yeah, that was that guy who worked there. Yeah. My God, that guy was
with
something
no legs,
else. Holy shit. Whew. Also, when they called us into a safety meeting, and one of the maintenance guys told me, because they were talking about what to do in the event of a fire, and he said, "Just pray." Yeah, he's like, "You'll never get out." He's like, "There's the amount," and I saw the chemical tanks. He's like, "If there's a fire, you're dead. Just hit the floor, get under something, and hope that you get blown through a window so that you'll survive, because you will never make it out." And just looking at it, the way that the building was wrapped around, because they had to for all the actual machinery, there's no way you'd make it to an exit if there was a real fire. If it was a baby fire, maybe, like in the bathroom, but you're not going to make it out of a real fire. Just
fire.
Not. Yeah, like somebody dropped a cigarette in a trash can.
Pray for a baby fire. That's hilarious.
Literally, it would have to be in a bathroom, because the bathroom was on the outer ring, so you would be all right. Anything inside, you're fucked. And that was the joke, because the guys were like sleeping and laughing through the whole thing, and that's what he told the one guy I was really good friends with. He's like, "Yeah, you're not going to make it out." He's like, "Kiss your ass goodbye. Learn to bend your fucking neck real well so you can kiss your ass goodbye." I think he said something like that. In any event, that's not the point of this story. So at one point, they hired a guy named Daryl, and I've said this, and I still maintain, Daryl was the biggest, most solid man of any stripe I've ever known in real life. When I tell you that, like, touching his skin felt like touching granite, it did. He was pure muscle, and not just like Schwarzenegger muscle, but he'd been to prison, so it was like prison muscle. Like, he was just Do you remember?
He was hard. He was hard.
Yeah,
Grizzled.
he was.
Yeah.
You know Ram Man from Masters of the Universe, that figure?
Yeah.
That's what he was in real life. Like, he was just like, if he put his arms against his sides, it was a wall of solid muscle. And he was a black individual who was a hardcore Nation of Islam guy. Now, to the point where if you went out in the parking lot, if he got out there before you, he would open his door and blast Farrakhan high volume and everybody coming out, and didn't give a shit. I got along great with him. I had no problems with Daryl, man. He was a funny guy. He liked me. But he would do shit like he brought a copy of the Quran in. Not a clean room copy, just a copy, which you're not supposed to do. He would pull his mask down. He would do these push-ups that I've never seen anybody else. I'm sure people can do them, but I've never seen somebody who does push-ups where they're holding their whole body up with just their arms and going straight up and down. I'd never seen that before.
You mean like handstand push-ups?
Well, so what he would do is there were these little step stools for some of the taller machines. They would be like 3 steps, and they would have a floor that you could stand on, like a thing. And he would go up them. He'd put his hands on the railings, make his legs into an L shape, and lift himself straight up and down with his legs bent up behind him, straight up and down. So he was like bench pressing himself. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah, it's like a handstand push-up.
All right, I don't know you're the exercise guy. I don't know what the fuck that means. So yeah, okay, sure.
Well,
I'd never seen anybody in real life do it.
He did a handstand, and then he lifted himself up and down as he was doing a handstand.
No, he wasn't doing a handstand. He was sitting. He was just standing upright. But it was like, imagine that you had your hands. You're standing. Yeah. You have a hand on a bar on each side of yourself, and then you just
dips.
Okay, dip. Yeah, that's
dips.
it. Dips.
Yeah, he did
yes,
dips.
those.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean, he just did them for minutes on end, and didn't appear to be breaking much of a sweat. I'd never seen that shit before in real life. Fucker was ripped. In any event, one day he comes up to me, and he puts his arm around me, which felt like somebody put a cinder block on me, just by itself. And he leans over to me and he says, "You know what, Joey? All the white guys are against us."
I love it. I love it that he called you. I love it that he called you.
Yeah, he liked calling me Joey. Yeah.
And you were like, dude, you can call me what you want.
Well, that was kind of it. But it was also, he said, he's like, "Oh, you're one of them Italian guys, right? So they got to call you Joey." I'm like, whatever, man. Just don't fucking hit me. Like, whatever. I don't want to have my head driven through a wall. So you tell me. But like I said, he would bring in what were clearly like stolen batteries where the whole top was torn off. And I'd buy batteries for him for cheap. They worked fine. So he'd open his trunk and there was all kinds of shit in there and it was cheap. So I was like, man, you're like Walmart for me. Whatever. I had no issues with him. And they were terrified of firing him because there weren't that many black guys working there. And he made it very clear that if he got fired, they were going to get a visit from a lawyer. And he would say shit like, "You better hope the cops don't ever come in here after me because I'll fight them all." And I was like, you know what? I kind of believe you because I'm pretty sure you could take a bunch of rounds before you went down.
And this is just in the continuing series of interesting people that you worked with in that place.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and that was place, just one.
That place was an interesting character factory.
That place was a rainbow of characters that seemed like they should be in a Coen Brothers film, but in fact existed. I have never before or since have worked in a place with the truest sense of this word, diversity of human beings that I worked with in there. And that was men and women. I mean, everything. It was amazing. You know, that was also the only time I've ever worked in a place where I saw somebody who was clearly fall down drunk come to work that drunk and slur and swerve his way all over the place and be like, holy shit, that's what the movies try to depict, but that's what it actually looks like. Wow. Like shit, never. That 2 years was very informative in terms of showing me the kaleidoscope of human beings that you could run into. God damn. That was also that same maintenance guy, Jim Hoffman. Guy was fucking awesome. I think he's still around, but I don't know. So I remember him saying at one point that he loved Oprah Winfrey. And I said, "Oh, really? Why?" Because, Oprah was still on TV and everything. And he said, "Well, because she's got a ton of money." And I'm like, "That's it?" He's like, "I would eat Oprah's asshole just to have some of her money." And I'm like, "Okay, Jim, got it." Like, just stated it. Like, shit like that. These are the kind of people. And Jim was awesome. Like Jim was, I remember Jim saying he never paid any bills on time or overpaid any because he's like, the minute they have any of your money, they own you. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. That's sort of a philosophy. Like, this is what I'm saying. These people were magnificent, you know?
They had ideas.
They had some ideas, but that's what I mean about I was unwhited for like 20 minutes. I mean, you could see my face. It's not like he couldn't see me. But
but I mean, listen, there was a time period where the Irish and the Italian were treated as
and that's what I wonder if, because Daryl was a smart guy. He knew a lot of things, way more than even I did about like history. So I think that's what it was. I think he was basically saying, you may not, your people may not be persecuted now, but you know what it was. Which most people don't know. A lot of people know that the Japanese were put in internment camps, but so were Italians. And it's very easily forgotten because at this point, nobody thinks about that because it's not, the racism or whatever, nationalism against Italians and Irish is not anywhere near what it was, if it even exists really anymore, the way it does for, say, black individuals. But I think that's what he was saying. But at the time, I wasn't thinking about that. I was just like, what? Okay, sure. Funniest shit in my, I will never forget, even the tone of, I can hear him saying it. That is how burned into my fucking synapses that moment was. That and the story you put into your book about the girl with no legs. And growing grass on a battlefield. That's another one. You can't grow grass on a battlefield. In reference to the fact that one of the women there was so promiscuous that she didn't have to shave her groin anymore. And she said that. I told you that story, right? Did I tell you the story?
If you did, I'd forgot it.
Okay, yeah, there was a woman, and I say this, she hid nothing. She was very open about, and no shame, no nothing. This is not a judgment thing.
Oh my God.
But there was a point where she said, I don't have to, because I can't have like bikini waxing or something. Because the irony is another woman.
There's so much rubbing going on that I don't even have to shave anymore.
Right, well, that's it, because the woman she worked with was the opposite. Ooh. This was a woman who thought she was, like a society woman, even though she clearly wasn't, because she was working at a chip plant, man. There's nobody who's rich who's working at a chip plant. That's not something you do for fun. That wasn't it. So she was giving off this air like she was better, but she worked with this woman. And so she was talking about getting waxed, right? And the other woman says, I don't have to worry about that. It's just not a problem. And then the same guy who told the no-leg girl story goes, well, you can't grow grass on a battlefield. And just everybody fucking erupted. It was great, including her. Shit like that, man.
I just did. So yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's like
to have one-liners like that. I mean,
and man, like right there, locked and fucking loaded. Not even thinking about it. I don't think I'll ever work in a place like that ever again, which is kind of a bummer. I don't know if a place like that can exist
but you know what
anymore.
it is?
Well,
but the thing is, but a place like that exists because you're all kind of at the bottom there.
Yeah,
right?
That's it.
I mean, that's the thing. You don't go to a job like that expecting that it's going to be like, healthy and safe. Right? I mean, you go there because you're kind of like, well, there's nothing else. Let's just fucking do this. I mean, what was it, 12-hour shifts?
Yep, three or 4 day alternating 12-hour shifts overnight, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. It was great.
Exactly.
When I was young and single, it was great. I would want to do it now.
Exactly.
But I wouldn't mind working with people like that now, but it's just...
I know, but you don't get those personalities unless you're someplace where shit doesn't matter anymore.
Or it's somebody who's going to retire at the end of the year. Then you start to hear people say stuff like that, but that's it. It's rare. It's rare.
But if you work in polite society, people are very worried.
Not much.
They're worried. Yeah. People are worried about being judged. People are worried about
Yep. So I missed that.
Exactly. Well,
there you go.
We should probably talk about.
Jesus Christ! How long have we been talking? Holy shit! It's an hour 42. Okay. All right. Let's talk about our movie.
I'm aware that we could just keep going, but
I know. Yeah.
People hate it. People hate the banter, and they just
no. You know what? I don't think they do. I think it's good not to do all movie reviews. So this was this was.
We only did one movie this time.
Yeah. Well, it was Christmas week, so it was tough.
We kind of ran out of time. Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. So here we go. Let's cue the thing here.
Just give me the essence of the thing, the juice, Thanks for killing my mom.
See, white girls bore me.
You can eat shit and die, Colonel.
Young broads are a pain in the ass. Old broads are a pain in the ass.
Oh, God. You know, I'm sad that he died so early in that movie.
Yeah,
because
me too.
He had some fucking great one-liners.
Boy, did he. Yeah. George Kennedy. Something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched a movie from 1987 titled The Uninvited, which is about a biogenetically mutated cat that has a monster inside it and attacks a yacht full of people, half of who are young people, there to provide cover in case the SEC pulls over a dirty businessman in the ocean on the way to the Cayman Islands. And the plot is just as stupid as that sounds. But the movie is a fucking blast.
I mean, yeah, I think we said afterwards, after we saw it, it's not a good movie. But this is one of those cases where it's actually a really good bad movie. Like, the hand puppet that they use for the mutant cat thing is so over the top. And all the characters in the movie are some kind of over the top as well.
Yeah.
You know, like no one's being reserved in this.
No.
And the other thing is, morally, that's another weird element, is that morally the only people who deserve really to survive are the people who survive. Yeah. And everybody who seems kind of like weird or like morally gray zone don't make it. And there's only really one stupid lazy death in this. I will give you that.
Yeah.
Because there is one girl that dies, and I still don't understand how or why.
I think on the commentary we say they must have run out of time, and I really think that's got to be what it is, because otherwise it's just too stupid. But also, I should point out that the cat, or the monster inside, because it does appear that the cat and the monster are separate. The monster just lives inside the cat, from what I could tell.
Yeah.
The monster only really harms one person who doesn't kind of deserve it. And it's because the monster was hungry and it ate the fingers, not even went after a vital organ.
Off of his dead arm.
Yeah, and honestly,
he says he can't feel it.
Yes, if not for the poisonous saliva or whatever, that guy would have been fine except for a couple fingers. The cat kills other people outright by going after their faces and necks.
Yeah.
But the guy, he's just eating the fingers because he's hungry. So even that is kind of like, well, you know, cat wasn't being an asshole. He was hungry. Animals, when they're hungry, will eat your limbs.
Yeah, and the thing is, I was wondering if it was being nefarious, but I don't think that.
No, because they talked about it being hungry.
I think it was literally an animal.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
So it is unique. It is kind of a weirdly unique movie. Like, and there are even moments where people say things, and you're like, "Wow, that's kind of a logical response." You know, like it's not all bad, which is weird because the idea of a demon cat on a but like you're sitting there going, well, is it going to attack like that? Because there's a girl in the movie who she was the one that first kind of saw the cat, was petting the cat. She's the one that brought the cat on the boat. The cat never attacks her. She eats poisoned food that kills her. But Correct. She never actually attacks the cat. The demon cat never attacks her. So it's kind of a weird.
No, it's just looking at her.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a weird vibe in this movie. Like I'm almost curious what the modus operandi was.
No, I agree. It's because if you describe that movie to somebody, they think they know what the movie's going to be, but it's really not that. Yeah. The monster inside only really attacks people who are fucking with it or trying to attack it. Otherwise, and one time when it's hungry. But again, the only reason that's fatal is not the cat's fault or the monster's fault. The monster is poisonous. but it doesn't know that. It's engineered that way.
Yes.
So weirdly, that's not really a fatal attack. It's a fatal result. But not because the monster was trying to kill that guy. It just needed something to eat. So it's a weird movie because, there's two characters. We want to make it. They do. They're good. Because at first, and you'll hear this if you hear the commentary, I'm sitting there going, why is this captain so young? This doesn't make any sense that this captain of the boat does not seem at all like a captain. And then it's because one of the group of young people ends up with her. And then it makes sense. Then it's like, oh, this is why. And, because I don't think it's until the last 20 minutes she puts on a hat that says captain. Otherwise, she's just wearing a shirt. And she's just the captain. But she's also very young. And that's because, they didn't want to have somebody who looked like Robert Shaw end up with the guy who looks like a, fashion wear model.
Yeah, and the thing is,
because that guy was the best looking of the guys.
Well, they pose him as the nerdy one.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to get killed early on because he was the nerdy one, and then they position him. They're like, no, he's the one who knows what he's talking about. And even the two girls in this, the movie really starts. And once we're going to get to the laboratory, but the two girls who early on seem like they're going to be the lead, they're basically kind of grifters. An old rich guy offers them a place to stay, and there's kind of an insinuation about it, and then they invite these random guys they meet at like the bar to come with them to the boat, so the old guy can't necessarily have his way with them. So it's like they're pitting random strangers who want to fuck them against each other. Like, it's it's weird. It's kind of, it's just fucking weird. So, and then the lab. We have to talk about the lab. Yeah.
The stupidest thing in the whole movie is, unfortunately, at the very beginning, which is tremendously dumb.
Well,
where this thing escapes.
Cause you get the sense that the cat's not dangerous because they're in a room that just they're not even wearing gloves. They're not wearing protective equipment. The door isn't closed.
This is important. The cat isn't dangerous ever. It's the monster.
Yeah.
So I guess they realized that the cat itself was just a cat. It was the thing inside that was dangerous. I guess. We don't get enough of an explanation of what the thing is, which I'm actually fine with, to really know.
Yeah.
We don't know what the purpose of this experimentation was.
Who knows?
We don't know anything about it, really.
I know.
It's very unclear if they created this thing or found it that way. I don't even know.
But you don't get the sense it's dangerous at first because, like I said, no gloves, the door's open, and then, of course, the guy, they lose a hold on it, it runs out the door, and suddenly everybody goes fucking crazy. Now you've got guys in, like, weird atomic suits, and you've got, like, animal tranquilizers, and this animal, manages to fucking essentially eliminate everybody.
Which, when you see these people in action, you're not really surprised.
No. And
at one point, one of the scientists grabs a gun, and I said, okay, this guy's going to shoot himself. He doesn't, which I'm still kind of surprised by, but I was sure he was going to shoot himself. I really thought that's what was going to happen.
Yeah, that is the dumbest part of the movie. And then the rest of it, I mean, I think you said to me at one point that you'd read this movie has a good pace to it. And I was like, whatever. Yeah, and you know what? I got to say, it does. Because it's an hour and a half. What is it? An hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah,
it's an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It moves very quick. There's never long to be bored because something weird is always going on. I mean, like I said, it's a bad movie, but it's a good bad movie. I laughed quite a bit watching it. And say what you will, I was genuinely very worried that they were gonna kill the two innocent people. I was like, oh no, like don't kill them. And to actually get to a point where you care enough that you don't want them to die. I thought that was well done. That doesn't always happen, when you watch something.
I agree. Yeah.
Where you're like, oh no, don't kill them. So.
And if they live.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were going to get it in the boat.
That whole...
What was the one with Ernie Hudson?
They leave
and
the
Peter
cat just floating.
Leviathan, where Ernie Hudson gets it right at the end.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like,
Leviathan.
no, not Ernie. Yeah, this is kind of
Right.
like that. I thought he was going to get Ernie Hudson, but he didn't. He made it. So, yeah, fair play.
Yeah, it is a fun, bad movie. It is when people say so bad it's good. I mean, I wouldn't even say so bad. It's not that bad. It's just very lightweight in terms of the logic and the narrative. It's very threadbare. And the puppet is hilariously bad. At one point, you can clearly see the puppeteer's arm.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
but also...
I'm not even clear if that monster is supposed to be a mutated cat or just something else.
Yeah, and apparently it can live in other hosts because at the end it washes to a shore.
Well, other cats.
Yeah, it can climb into another cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And the two people not only live, but they get away with $1 million.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they get away with $1 million.
Yeah, they have the $1 million. So they make it after all that.
Actually, no. They walk away with $2 million.
Oh, that's right. Yes, $2 million. You're right.
Yeah, because they
empty one out.
They do empty one out because they realize that the demon cat is looking for something to float on, and if they just throw something at it, it'll go on that instead. Which is like there's little moments of logic where you're like, oh, okay.
Well, I like the fact that they took the time to empty the money out first because
they're like,
the guy's like, it just needs something that floats. It just has to float. So don't worry, keep the money. Yeah, it's great. I mean, that's the thing is, I actually would say it's just a fun movie. You just have to know that it's a very junky. It's a McDonald's film.
My thing with a lot of these is there's movies that I like watching with company, and there's movies that like I would watch on my own.
Yeah.
Like
sure,
like you going back to like the Suspiria remake. I might not have watched that on my own, but if I'd watched it on my own, I would have been really impressed. Whereas like
sure.
I've seen movies like this, which is called The Uninvited. I've seen The Uninvited, movies like it all through my youth at 3:00 in the morning on TV, right? Yeah. But at this point in my life, I don't know if I would sit for this movie if I wasn't watching it with a friend and laughing my ass off. You know? And that's what it is. This is one of those great movies to watch with others and laugh your butt off about it.
If I'd watched this on my own, I would have had a very positive review for it. I would have said this is a lot better than I expected it to be. So for me, it doesn't matter whether I watched it. If I had watched this on my own, I would have come and said, you know what? This is a fun movie if you like B movies. It's a fun movie.
We're a different breed, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was good. It was good. You know, I'm glad we saw this instead of something else that was more heavy. You know what I mean? And that's the thing for a movie about a boat full of people who get killed by a demon cat. It's incredibly light.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of gore, not much. It's
no, but like it's
it's
not. But it's not a heavy movie, is what I mean.
No,
like even when the one girl starts to go crazy,
two characters survive. That's unusual in a movie like this. Usually it's one, and then there's like a stinger at the end that they're fucked, which this doesn't have.
Well, there is a stinger,
but survives, but it's not them. But it has anything. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's somebody else. Some kid's gonna get bitten or something, I guess.
Yeah. And at the end,
I don't even know.
Also,
that's the thing. I'm not even clear if the surviving monster is going to do anything but just live, because it doesn't seem that
it just
mean.
Gets hungry. Yeah, it just gets. Yeah. It's just an animal.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, because at one point it does protect the girl from being shot.
Right. It goes after the rapist.
Yeah, so it's it'd be interesting. I mean, it would be funny if somebody did there were no sequels to this, right? This was just a one and done.
No, not that I know of. No, no. I don't think so.
But because like if you made an avenging demon cat movie, you know what I mean?
Were there any sequels? Wow, the budget was $200,000, which makes sense because there's a very, very funny toy yacht at the end.
Whoa. Okay, you know what though? For $200,000, they did a good job.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, but holy hell, did most of that go to paying for? Did most of that go to paying George Kennedy?
It might have. Yeah.
I mean, Jesus,
they got a 4K. Holy shit.
Man, I mean, we were talking the other day about
put out a 4K. Wow.
What was the one that we watched the other day that was really shit for $5 million? That we were like, where did they use the money? Is that the one that's like the worst movie we've ever seen?
That was it. It was after last season had 5 million.
Yeah, 5 million, and it was a piece of shit. These people, I didn't realize that was the budget. I would not have guessed that was the budget. I mean, I know that the paper ship at the end is clearly a paper ship. But
it's bad.
But you know what? Early on, they're actually in some kind of doctor's office. I think I actually said in the commentary, "Hey, look, it's not made of paper."
No, yeah, you did. You absolutely did say that. Yeah, no, you're right. No,
it's
I'm curious what the 4K.
I mean, for the amount of money they spent on this, I mean, it's well done.
I agree.
Are you trying to
see
more about the budget?
They said Vinegar Syndrome had. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
I want to see what the extras are. Like, I would actually be curious. You know what the here it is. 4K. What are the actual? Oh, that's a different Uninvited. I saw Criterion. That's a different movie called The Uninvited. It's definitely not this.
Oh, okay.
I mean, fucking come on.
You got excited.
Well, for a second, I thought it was just a joke listing, but no, there is another movie called The Uninvited. Let's see. Does nobody say what the extras are? Guess not. Oh, wait. Here we go. Hold on. Let's see. Extras. What are the extras? Somebody says, I'm not going to pretend this is a good movie per se, but I loved it. Additionally, my cat was enthralled by the movie, and I caught him on more than one occasion starting to sharpen his claws. Well, there you go. Endorsed by Cat. Extras. Okay. Commentary track by the director. Alternate international edit. 3 minutes longer.
Oh,
the ending is different. Really?
What
Hold on. What's the difference?
Is it longer or shorter?
It's 3 minutes longer. Hold on. The IMDb would likely have what the alternate ending is. So let me look at that. Hold on. Here it is. Let's see. Does it tell you alternate versions? Yes, it does. Alternate versions. Here we go. This version has a different opening and ending, spends a bit more time developing characters, and features a topless scene from Suzanne. Okay, but what's the different... Okay, that's not what I care about. What's the difference?
Nudity, that's it. It was 3 minutes of nudity, which notably there isn't any. Yeah. There isn't any in the movie, which again, I'm always surprised when you get these horror B movies, they don't have nudity. It's so unlike them, you know? Right. So, yeah, no, I enjoyed it. It was fun.
It was a fun time. Here we go. There's a website that compares different versions of movies. Here it is. Uninvited. 2 cuts. One is U.S. version, international version. Okay, U.S. version shows in detail the background story in which the cat breaks out. In the international version, we get more information on how the teenagers ended up in Fort Lauderdale, including several more or less interesting scene extensions. Okay, yeah, the girl gets nude with the guy who loses his fingers. And is
there an explanation of what kills her?
No, I don't think that's different.
I wonder if that's, you know.
Hold on, I'm going to the ending. I want to see, because they actually have shots that show the difference. Wow, yeah, it's very subtle differences in some of this stuff. Yeah, like just literally different angles for certain shots, which who cares? Okay, this is George Kennedy dying. Sure. Oh, yeah. Yep, there's the woman topless. So that she basically takes the pillow down where it cut in ours and it doesn't there. Okay. Oh, the other girl. No, same girl. Different girl? No, same girl. Okay, and then, all right, here's the ending. A boy brings a silver briefcase he found into the sea to his father. When the father opens the briefcase, the cat monster jumps out. Oh.
Oh, so it's the
singer. So it was inside the case, not the cat.
Oh.
So that cat thing is a fake out, because what we see makes it seem like it's the cat, but in the international version, the boy brings the case too, and the father opens the case, and it's a freeze frame on the monster jumping out. Fascinating.
Oh, interesting.
I like ours better.
Yeah, I do too. I like the idea. I like the idea that it could live in a different host.
Yeah, because that freeze frame crap it's better with the kid, because then you're like, did it kill the kid? Which is more interesting. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whereas the cat jumping out is the classic stupid 80s thing.
Yeah.
That's okay. I don't care.
Then we got the good version of it for once.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's odd that the U.S. version cut the nudity, but there's so little of it. I guess they didn't care. Because normally on a U.S. version, you wouldn't think they would.
It is weird. It is weird though that they cut the nudity. Yeah. Like, anyhow, yeah.
I'm just looking to see if there's anything
hit your button
else significant.
Because we crossed the
Yeah,
threshold.
hold on. You're
Threshold.
Right,
Take us through the
Take me to
threshold.
threshold.
200 hours later.
Is there anything else story-wise? Oh,
that's
interesting.
Different.
Hold on. Martin realized it was only a play by her. Okay, so that's a little bit. There's more, which I already said that the girl with the curly hair was being smart about playing up to the rich guy's ego, and there's more indicating that was very intentional as opposed to maybe.
they were grifters.
Yeah. So basically, it's just reinforced, which I actually like the fact that she figured out that, hey, we're stuck here. We better just stay on his good side.
Yeah, and then the other, the one preppy guy. I mean, he basically turns, decides to side with the rich older asshole, and starts kind of, I mean, everybody seems to have a grift on, except for the nerdy guy and the captain of the boat. Because at one point,
interesting. So in the international version, the Martin, the not nerd, at first says, "Well, I'm not going to go because I'm a third wheel," and then the girl in the blue bikini says, "Come on, where's your sense of adventure to goad him into going?" So he was not going to go at first. Interesting. Yeah.
Well,
wow! The scene with the red truck doesn't exist in the international one. It's just not there at all.
Oh, where he kills everybody in the car.
Yeah, with a random one. But also, what we didn't get was there's an entire scene back in a bar with the guys, talking about why they're in Fort Lauderdale. And wow, it's interesting. There's a whole scene cut with a different set of women who kind of take them for a hustle. Interesting. Huh. Wow. I mean, that part's it's interesting. So we got the truck scene in exchange for the bar scene. Okay. That's interesting.
More gore in the American version.
Yeah, more gore, less boobs.
Yeah.
And a better ending. So honestly, just for the ending, I prefer the American one. I'll trade boobs for a better ending. You can keep them. It's fine. I don't care that much. It's not like, I mean, she's a pretty woman, but nothing out of the ordinary for a movie of this type. So you're fine. I'm fine with that. That's a good trade. Good ending versus, standard issue boobs. It's okay. No, seriously. I mean,
Yeah, and then
this isn't like paying Halle Berry $1 million to be nude and what do you call it? Swordfish type of, interestingness.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, really, why? Anyway,
yeah.
But one of the girls in this
does
go on to be one of the co-leads in the Sci-Fi Invisible Man show, which honestly, I had forgotten about that show, and I was glad that this movie reminded me of it because that was a really cool take on the Invisible Man.
I would never have put together that this was the same person. I mean, if I watched the show, maybe I would now, but otherwise, I would never have recognized that one.
This is like one of her earliest films. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great show. I owned The Invisible Man on disc. I think I lost it when our apartment was broken in 2 years ago, and I don't know if it's still available. Let's see. The Invisible Man. This is when sci-fi was still spelled like sci-fi.
Yeah.
Is it still available? It doesn't look like... Oh, wait. No, that's the old one. I don't see it. I had it on DVD. I remember that.
Yeah, that guy had incredible hair.
He did.
But yeah,
Shannon... Ran, what, 2 seasons? 3 seasons?
Is it Shannon Kenny? I think is what her name is. And she's she's the girl with the perm. Yeah.
Yeah, that series is not available anymore. Well, it is, but it's clearly like a second.
Yeah, that guy had incredible hair. That guy made Pike's hair look boring.
How many seasons was that? 2 or 3 seasons? Because
I
wouldn't mind rewatching that. Okay. Because I'm speaking of sci-fi, I'm watching the 12 Monkeys series right now, which is awesome.
Let's see, how many series were there? There were 2 seasons.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, but you know what? There were 45 fucking episodes of that show.
Yeah, it was 2 full seasons. It was.
Yeah, 2 whole seasons. Yeah, I wouldn't mind watching that show as well. It was a neat concept. That basically he would lose his mind if he was invisible for too long.
Yeah, I remember it's had a semi-cliffhanger, so I probably wouldn't mind watching it again. It sort of had an ending, but season 2 was never released on DVD, so wow.
Armin Shimmerman. Really? They never released season 2?
Nope.
Son of a bitch.
It's not available anywhere except for the Roku channel. Amazing.
And did this guy ever do anything else? Vincent...
the main guy?
Ventruska?
He sort of looks familiar to me. Like he may have done some small stuff. Let's take a look.
I'm looking at his...
He was in Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, God.
I mean, he was just Soldier on the Beach, so...
Yes, I mean, like, he doesn't...
No, he's still an active actor.
Oh,
he
works.
was in the 2016 movie. Yeah. He was in the remake of Breakpoint. Ooh, sorry to hear it. Thanks. Oh my God, he was... Wait. Yeah. Oh, no, that's not the movie I thought. That's not the show I thought it was. Let's see. Did he do any modern TV I would know? No, this is all Rizzoli and Jackson. 911.
No, he's been a consistent working actor.
Yeah, I don't recognize him in anything here. Nope.
Hey, listen, sometimes that is the best you can hope for, is to be a consistent working actor.
I mean, that's his longest, that was his biggest thing, was The Invisible Man, 46 episodes. Yeah. It's a shame. Good show. It's too bad that it's not widely still available. Yeah, maybe I'll try to rewatch that on Roku then. Because I remember liking it a lot when it was on.
Yeah, I'm sure the effects look dated, but, I mean, it was fun.
Yeah, well, they spent a lot on them. They might not look that bad. But, yeah, they probably don't look great. So, you know. But, like I said, it was a fun show. And I don't think anybody really knows about it if you weren't alive when it was on. Because I remember they promoted the first season heavily.
What was the other one? Dead at 21 is another one of those shows where, like, you know, unless you were there for that, you probably didn't give a shit.
Yeah. There's a lot of that stuff. Actually, I was watching something where they were talking about...
Or The Head.
Like,
remember The Head?
Yeah, that was with the Max.
The Head, the Max, and AM Flux, yeah.
Where I was going to say, but what's the only one anybody knows from that time period? AM Flux.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think people even know the Max unless you were
bringing us full circle. When I was starting to put art up in my office, I was trying to find a poster of the Max, right? And
that's probably tough.
I was the hardest fucking time, and in the end, I found a poster from the late 90s that somebody still had on eBay of the eyes floating over the blue sky with the Max laying on the floor in the outback. And I was thrilled to get it. So,
I'm glad you got it at least.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot. I mean, these things get forgotten, man. So much of it just gets forgotten. So, anyway, I guess play us out. Go ahead.
This is almost like what you would hear at the end of a 90s show, like when they learn the lesson. Well, I guess that means I'll never do drugs again. You know, and then it would be credits. So I can't play anything else. I can't actually play anything.
Come on, give us some credit music. Play, Maestro, play.
Hold
play,
on.
my angel of music.
Hold on, let me... I think it was this one. Hold on, let me see if this is the one. No, that's not it. Where's the science fiction one I had? God, I had it in my head. It was like 6.5 maybe? No, it wasn't chord. Hold on. No. Hold on. Sorry. Turn this off. Hold on. Nah, that wasn't it either. It was higher. See, I should have memorized it.
Oh, you will.
No.
In time.
Yeah, damn.
So, I guess this will be our new year.
Yeah.
And we'll be here again next week.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm not going to bother. Yeah, I think that's... I did want to look up. That's actually... I was in the middle. I clicked away when you mentioned Invisible Man. I think... Oh, Jesus. It always comes up with the newer version. Hold on. 1987. I believe you can watch this for free. Yeah. Yes. So, Uninvited is on Tubi. It's on Plex. It's on Roku. It's on a bunch of places for free. So, I always like to point that out with movies like this, that you don't have to pay for it. Even though if I had rented this for, let's say, $5 or less, I wouldn't have been upset by that. I would have found this to be $5 worth of entertainment easily. Right? Would you agree with that? If this was $5 and you rented it?
Yeah, it's $5 of funny.
Especially, I mean, us watching it together specifically. It would have been worth it, but it is for free, or it is for free. It is available to watch for free. So, for B-movie fans, the only reason I knew about this movie is it was covered on the Red Letter Media Best of the Worst series. But this is the thing I pointed out in my 5, and I'll point it out again. The only thing about that series is because they're often doing 3 or more films, and they try to keep it around 90 minutes or less, they have to edit the clips down quite a bit. So it looked very different when they were reviewing it. It looked like a standard monster film where it was just an evil monster. And that's what's interesting about some of these movies that I've seen on their show and then watched, is you don't get a real sense of it until you watch it. So based on what they were showing, you would think it would be a junky throwaway movie instead of a junky fun movie. So, especially because you can watch it for free, if you like B-movies, I would actually recommend this one. Watch it at least once. And if you're into the same types of movies I'm into that I watch on my own, you don't need to watch this with somebody. You'll have a fun time. I would have been perfectly entertained watching this on my own. So if I've reviewed movies that Lando hasn't watched and I like them and you like them, you'll like this. If you're like Lando and this is more of stuff you like to watch with somebody, watch it with somebody. But
yeah,
it is definitely a slight cut above most stuff like this. I don't want to overplay it. It's still dumb.
No, it's dumb. It's bad, but it's fun. It's fun bad.
Yeah, it's fun bad. It's not after last season bad. And it did it with a... Hold on. So it did it with a...
Way less budget. Way
25th, maybe, of the budget?
Way less
just
budget.
Insane. Yeah. Considering that puppet's actually a lot more impressive to me now. $200,000 for the whole movie, and they built a puppet? Yeah, that's pretty impressive. So, on that note, start your year off with a cat that vomits up a monster. That's the way to kick off. I am really glad that's the first movie review we're doing for 2026. I think I said, let's kick the year off right with a cat that vomits up another monster that makes people's blood boil and causes women to fall off of boats so hard they die before they hit the water. I guess that's how powerful the creature is. On that note, everybody, we'll talk to you again next week. Visit OzoneNightmare.com to subscribe to new episodes, browse through our back catalog, or to find links to support the show. Follow @OzoneNightmare on Twitter for the latest episode postings and other show information. If 280 characters just isn't enough, you can always email us, theozonenightmare@gmail.com. The opening theme for the show is provided by Heartbeat Hero. The closing theme is provided by Ogre. Please visit and support these artists using the links in the show notes for each episode.